Good evening, this is Scott McDonald with Runs Hits Aaron, the pregame show for the Pittsburgh Diamonds, and we're here tonight after the Diamonds have started their new week with a loss to Napa, and we're going to find about that and how the rest of the week is going to go, because we get to speak with the Diamonds manager, Aaron Miles, on Runs Hits Aaron. And Aaron, last night was, it's weird how it goes in streaks to me. All of a sudden it's like an infection that goes through the team. They can't hit the ball.
Well, yeah, hitting is extremely streaky. Obviously, the pitching is, you get a new starting pitcher every day. And, sometimes the bull can be in a bad streak, and but for pitching is a new starting pitcher every day. But the hitters, the same hitters usually in the lineup day in and day out. And if they're slumping, and if you've got more guys slumping than guys hitting the ball good, you can throw up some bad scores. So. We've kind of had that lately. I thought yesterday we hit the ball a little bit better than we did over the weekend, but it's something that it's one of those funks we're in, and we just hope to get out of it quick.
Well, it's part of the slump thing is, and Tony was talking about this last night, is that it's kind of snake bitten in the fact that they hit the ball to the wall but not over it, and hit it hard right at the outfielder, and that's part of a slump.
Well, that is part of it. I mean, as a hitter, if you're taking good swings and you're hitting the ball hard, you want to walk back to the dugout and say you did your job. We haven't been able to get the ball over the wall this year, and that's been one of our glaring problems is the lack of power on this team, and whether it be the personnel we have or guys just being unlucky or what have you, but we need more production in the power department, and let's hope some of these guys can turn it around, because the clock is ticking.
Not to beat a dead horse, but I guess that's exactly what I'm going to do. Last three innings, Diamonds had the tying run at the plate each of the last three innings, and only because of walks and hit batsmen. And then they couldn't get the hit to make it done. I guess it just exemplifies the point. Tonight, Brett Solano was on the mound, and there's a new day.
It's a new day, and Brett's been good for us, and he's pitched well against his team in the past, and this team's playing better, and they're an improved ball club from the beginning of the year, especially in the bullpen. They did walk some guys last night and give us an opportunity to come back, and obviously, but they have a really good catcher now behind the plate, a guy that can really throw, so it kind of shuts down our running game a little bit. They've made some improvements in the infield, and we've got to bang. We've got to bang. We've got to start hitting the ball in the key opportunities, and that's what's going to either propel us, where we want to go, or we're going to just be who we are, who we've been, and I think there's more in the tank. These guys have been capable hitters in the past, or they're proving that they can do it. They've just got to do it when the game is on the line.
O'Donnell and Blatnick are not in the lineup tonight. Is that just a day off? Or?
Well, O'Donnell, we're making a move. Obviously, he's going to be leaving the team, in 4 or 5 days to go get married, and he's going to be gone for a certain period of time. So we went and preemptively brought him off the roster, and we brought on Cosmo and Canella. So he's going to get some time in at first and maybe some outfield. He's not in the lineup tonight because obviously Bracamane is still kind of with a banged up shoulder. We can't put him behind the plate, so we're forced to play him at first, and it's going to keep Kaz out of the lineup for another day. We're hoping that Kaz can maybe provide some of that power that we've been lacking, and that opportunity opens up. We got to get Yuki Usada back in the lineup. He's been hitting 300 all year for us. He's been a positive offensive player for us. So we're going to try out Valera in right field. He says he's played plenty of outfield in his life, and so I'm throwing a bone out there to him, and hopefully he can make the plays out there.
So you guys may be struggling at the plate, and you might be in 4th place tied with Napa, but you've got to be leading the league of wedding bells.
I think so. We've had plenty of guys leave for weddings or be married, so real life happens, and with the amount of pay that we pay these guys, they're not foregoing too much when they leave.
I just saw Travis Blackley walk by, and he looks like he stole Joel Carranza's new shoes. Have you seen the orange and black ones? Have you seen those?
Absolutely. Well,
the whole team should have them.
Let's look the part on the field. If you look good, you feel good. Hopefully, you play good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Coach.
All right.
That will do it for Runs Hits Aaron tonight. Stay with the game tonight, and then go get married. We'll see. We'll start the game right after this. is welcome to viewers of Bay Area Sports TV. Glad that you could join us. You are looking at the Diamond's newest starter. No, that is Brett Smith's dad, and that's Brett Smith behind the plate. And his dad throws out the ceremonial first pitch, and so that little ceremony is done, and that was a nice piece of baseball moments. His dad throwing out the first pitch here, and we are about to have the national anthem, and then we're going to have baseball underway. We were explaining to the Mixer.com folks that we have two teams here tied for hello, I think I just turned on my microphone for the first time. Sorry about that. We're going to have the national anthem. We'll be back for baseball in a moment.
Good glasses.
You probably recognize that song as our national anthem, and that's exactly what it was. And we are ready to go with Game 2 of this two-game series between the Diamonds and the Silverados. The Silverados came in here a game out of first place, and they won last night, and out of fourth place, and they won last night, and now the Diamonds and Napa are tied for that position. And in case you didn't hear us in the pregame little rant we did here, that, of course, is the last playoff position in the standings, and so it looks like it's just going to be Napa and Pittsburgh toe-to-toe for the rest of the second half of this season, fighting for that last playoff position. Now, there's also a possibility that they could be fighting for third place. The Admirals are in third place, Vallejo, and Vallejo is 3.5 games ahead of the Diamonds. If they win tonight, whoever wins tonight will only be 3 games out of third place, and that is perhaps a more important thing to focus on than this battle for fourth place, because third place would bring with it several advantages in those playoffs. But for the Diamonds and in baseball in general, it is a day-to-day thing. It's looking too far ahead is something that the players do and the coaches do and the fans do and the broadcasters do, but it's secondary. You go out, you throw the next pitch, and you hit the next ball, and you take the next grounder, etc. And there's nothing you can do about the long term, really, because you have to do it in the short term and be successful there. And successful is the man on the mound tonight for the Diamonds, Brett Solano, their most consistent pitcher of the year so far. Solano has had a good season, and he is ready to go here for the tonight's game. I lost my audio. So Brett Solano on the mound, and he is doing his warm-up pitches. The Diamonds are set to go. They have a new lineup, as we were explaining, only in the outfield, a defensive setup, because Patrick O'Donnell is not going to be with the team. He's getting married in 5 days. So congratulations to Patrick. And he'll be back sometime after he gets married. Now, whether that's after a honeymoon or maybe he'll put off his honeymoon like Jose Garcia, that's something we'll have to wait to see.
Or he could always honeymoon in the wine country.
Hey, is there anything really more romantic than honeymooning after a game of Martinez?
That's not usually where they go.
Some people just jump on in the broadcast before they're introduced. That was the voice of Tony Schultz. You probably recognized him, and he is ready to bring us the beginning of tonight's game. Mr. Schultz.
Oh, Scotty, thank you very much. Diamonds and Napa getting set to do battle.
And the Silverados lineup looks like this. Nick Kearns at second, Ray Jones in left, Josh Matalago at first, Nico Toti, the DH, Willie Salas at short, John Nunnally in right, Dominic Bethencourt at third, Zach Taylor behind the plate, Devon Ramirez is in center field, and that lineup will take on Brett Solano, the Diamond right-hander, and he is in the set position, ready to go. First pitch, we're underway, and a called strike one. No balls and one strike. Smith, Wallace, Valera left to right in the outfield. Lashley, Garcia, Yasuda, Bracamonte third to first in the infield. Javier behind the plate, and Solano ready to go with the 0-1 pitch. It's high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Solano coming in 5-3, 4.70, so a pretty nice ERA. 9 starts, 59 and a third innings pitched, 36 strikeouts to just 12 walks. That pitch is outside for a ball, so that's a pretty good ratio there for Brett. And as Scott mentioned, both these teams coming in all tied at 21 and 26, nearly a dozen games behind front-running San Rafael, who played a day game today. The 2-1 pitch, and that's smacked, and that is going to be past Lashley at third, down the line. Kern takes the turn, big wide turn, and now he retreats to first base, dives back in, no throw. But that's how the ball game begins, with a Kern base hit to left, and here comes Ray Jones.
Well, Kern not only decided not to go to second, he decided he would get his butt back to first base in a hurry. And, it was interesting, Brett Smith out there in left field, because one thing about Patrick O'Donnell we've learned is he can get that ball into the second baseman in a hurry, even on plays like that, and Brett Smith did the same thing.
Very quickly indeed. Because Kern, by the time he decided to come back, and he was about halfway between first and second base, he had to slide, get up, and then dive back into first base. All right, here's Ray Jones, pitch to the left-handed batter, and that is low for a ball. Diamonds in black, and the Silverados in travel gray with the red trim for those of you listening to us on Mixlr. So glad you could be with us, and for those of you watching on BayAreaSports.tv, there's a nice shot of the Diamond battery. And right-hander Brett Solano, the 1-0 pitch, ground to Yuki at second, turns, fires a second for one, back to first, in time, double play. Boy, that was the very quick situation. Didn't know if they were going to be able to turn that one and get the hitter, Ray Jones, at first base, but they do, and let's take another look at the Diamonds' twin killing. Nice job by Yuki to get it over there, and very quickly back to first base just in time. So Jones bangs into the 4-6-3 double play. Here's Matalago, and the pitch to Josh, checks his swing.
Well, that was a good call for Montalongo, because that bat went a long distance.
Danny Speck is over there in the field tonight. Right now down that first baseline. Ron Adams behind the plate. Same pair as last night, just a different position. Matalago promptly bangs this one into left field for a base hit. So Josh is on.
If you're going to give up 2 hits, it's good to have a double play in the middle.
That works well. As I was just about to say that, Matalago gets the base hit, but it's with 2 outs and the base is empty, so he's at first base, 2 down. Here comes Nico Toni, the designated hitter. Solano from that stretch. Not a big lead by Matalago. He's not one of the guys that does a whole lot of running for this club, and of course that is one of the focal points of their offense. There's a look at Nico in the batter's box.
If you're going to build a team from nothing, which is, of course, what expansion teams have to do.
A 1-pitch swing, pardon me, into left center field. Wallace drifts over and makes the catch in left center, and that'll do it. Couple of hits for Napa, but the double play really put the brakes on things. They leave a runner after half an inning from Winter Chevrolet Stadium. The Silverados nothing, Diamonds coming up.
In baseball, dedication, hard work, and some creative thinking can make a team a champion. At Winter Chevrolet, the same qualities can make you the champion. Pittsburgh's new and used Chevrolet dealer has the car that will make you feel like you just hit a home run. With a large selection to choose from, Winter Chevrolet is sure to have the car that fits your personality, and their amazing finance programs will allow you to slide into your new car safely. Winter Chevrolet, a proud sponsor of Diamonds Baseball, is off of Highway 4 in Pittsburgh. Winter has what you want. Nick's Sandwiches. Want to tailgate in City Park before the next Diamonds home game? Nick's Sandwiches is a great place to start. Everything you need for a big crew of hungry fans, or a tasty lunch on the Delta, or a quick grab of coffee and a bite to eat on the way to work. Nick's Sandwiches is in Old Town Pittsburgh on Railroad Avenue across from the marina. Eating at the Diamonds' favorite deli is as satisfying as a 3-run homer. Start your pregame warm-up at Nick's Sandwiches, 315 Railroad Avenue in Old Town.
To the bottom of the first we go, and here's the lineup for the Pittsburgh Diamonds. Brett Smith is in left. Yuki Yasuda gets the start at second tonight. Bracamonte is at first. Carranza, the DH. Rafael Valera is in right. Ryan Lashley is at third base. Wes Wallace is in center field. Stephen Javier behind the plate. Jose Garcia, the shortstop. And this lineup will take on Eric Thomas, the left-hander, with the Pacifics last year. And this year, 0-2, 787 earned run average. Just a couple of games for him. Very small sample size. 8 innings pitched. He has struck out 16 in those 8 innings. That is a very high number indeed. But he's also yielded 8 walks. Now he will start with Brett Smith, as Brett's dad threw out the ceremonial first pitch and did a couple of somersaults for us, too.
I didn't trip off the mound. He did somersaults.
Well, he did one going out first.
Oh, he did. I didn't see that.
Coming in.
Very, very Ozzie Smith of him.
Yeah, very lively-looking gentleman.
Well, I first met him. I said, it's no surprise to you that you look just like your son.
Ready to go for the bottom of the first. And Smith waits. First pitch outside for a ball. Jones, Ramirez, Nunnally left to right in the outfield for the Silverados. Bethencourt, Salas, Kern, Malalango third to first in the infield. Next pitch up high 2-0. Taylor in the squat. And the aforementioned left-hander Thomas on the mound. There's a good look at Brett Smith. Diamond's trying to get a split in this 2-game series. This one is high for a ball. And the count quickly, 3 balls and no strikes, with Yuki Yasuda waiting on deck.
It's interesting to me.
And that's ball 4, so Smith picks up the walk.
That someone who throws, you throw both a lot of balls, a lot of walks, and a lot of strikeouts. I mean, it seems, yeah, that happens often. And here's Thomas statistics seem to indicate the same thing.
Exactly that. Kind of the feast and famine version for the pitcher. So here's Yuki. Right-handed batter waits. Diamond's looking to make some early noise here, and the pitch inside for a ball. And they got 1 ball and no strikes. Diamonds and the Silverados in a flat-footed tie coming into today's play. Here's the 1-0, and that one is low and inside. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. So 6 pitches from Eric Thomas so far, and none of them have found the mark. To Yuki, way inside, 3-0.
Yuki is the king of, you see that ball comes on the inside, and he moves his whole body out of the way of the pitch, and yet there's an incredible percentage of those that are called strikes that he kind of jackknifes out of the way. but these have all been balls.
3-0. Ball 4, pair of walks. So Thomas struggling here in the early going. 2 on, nobody out now. 8 pitches in a row, all of them balls. And here comes Gabriel Bracamonte, leading the team in batting average at .351. 5 RBIs in his last 3 games. He had gone 5 straight without one. And he had a 6 RBI game and a win over Martinez back on July the 5th. Came up in a huge spot, of course, yesterday and crushed the ball. This pitch way up high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And that was the snake bit game of the year for the Diamonds. As those last 3 innings, Scott, they were able to get the tying run to the plate each time and only picked up 1 run. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. And for Bracamonte, his ball was absolutely crushed to left center field. And it was pretty much an atom ball, and well, that was that. First strike finally thrown by Thomas. 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul. And Bracamonte down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Thomas may not know what to do ahead in the count. What do I do?
Beautiful evening here in Pittsburgh. It's been hot again. Well over 100 degrees. Last I checked, it was gotten up to 105. 1-2 pitch, and this one way up high, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. But right now, there had been a little breeze blowing through the grandstand. It's getting very comfortable. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bracamonte, and you can see Old Glory blowing out there in center field. 2-2 pitch, swing, ground ball to third. Bethencourt to second for 1, back to first, and that is a Silverado around the horn double play. So 2 down now, and the runner Smith is at third base, but now with 2 outs as you look at it again. So double plays in both innings, couple of walks for the Diamonds, couple of hits for Napa, but double plays putting brakes on the offense, at least so far. Carranza up there now, and this one hops up there, ball 1. Joel, let's see if he can get himself a 2-out base hit and get the Diamonds on the board.
He's hitting .269 with 2 home runs and 26 runs batted in. But he may also be the Diamonds fashion leader. You know, we talked about his shoes. And now, who shows up today with the same shoes? Travis Blackley.
1-0 pitch, swing, ground ball up the middle. That is going to be a base hit. And here comes Smith to score. So the inning is rescued by Joel Carranza, who gets that all-important 2-out RBI base hit, and the Diamonds lead it 1-0.
And you put it perfectly, rescued by Carranza. And in a sense, you know, the Diamonds, when you're in a slump, you know, you just go, oh, God, here we go again. A double play when we have the first 2 batters on, nobody out. And Carranza comes up and makes the whole inning worth something, and that's just a big hit. It's a big hit for the whole team.
So Smith scores. Carranza gets the RBI, and he continues for Rafael Valera. Right-handed batter waits, pitch to Rafi on the inside corner. A strike count, 0-1.
Valera hitting .315, 4 home runs, and 34 runs batted in.
0-1 pitch to Rafi, takes it up high, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Diamonds able to break through. Carranza comes up with that 2-out hit that just did get past Willie Salas at the shortstop. This one swung on, popped foul. And the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. It looked like Carranza was, I don't know if he was Kind of referencing with his hands that that ball just did make it past Salas. 1-2 pitch, swing, foul ball. The count remains at 1-2. But that was one thing the Silverados, Scott, were able to do yesterday. That was get the 2-out hit. Diamonds missed a few opportunities on the other side. But, very exciting game, but yet frustrating for the Diamonds at the same time. And of course, they didn't get the start that they were looking for either.
Well, they had excitement in the buildup, but no excitement in the come through with the big hit.
1-2 pitch, swung on in the air, right field. Nunnally going over toward the line, and John reaches up now, makes the catch in fair territory, and the inning is over. The Diamonds get a couple of walks and an RBI base hit with 2 down by Carranza. So after 1 full here from Pittsburgh, it's the Diamonds 1, Silverados nothing.
If you've been there before, you know when your car breaks down on the freeway, you want quick, reliable service. You want All Counties Tow. With 20 years of experience, 7 locations in Northern California, and 50 trucks, All Counties Tow is the one to count on when you need roadside help. You can find them at allcotow.com or phone 925-709-0759 for fast, dependable service. Easy and painless. All Counties Tow. Is there anything more fun than a ball bouncing off the outfield wall for a double? Well, if there is, it might be a double-double from In-N-Out. In-N-Out is an iconic burger restaurant for a reason. Quality is the most important ingredient at In-N-Out. They never freeze, pre-package, or microwave the food. Your burgers, fries, and a shake are waiting to be made on Delta Gateway Boulevard, just off Highway 4. In-N-Out, that's what a hamburger is all about.
All right, to the top of the second we go. Willie Salas, the shortstop, John Nunnally, and then Dominic Bethencourt to face Brett Solano here. And Willie Salas is going to be the beer batter. So if he were to strike out, be $1 off beer for a remainder of the inning.
I'll make a run.
Right-handed batter waits. And the first pitch to him. A fastball in there, a strike. And the count 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Willie, and swings, and he grounds this one left side over towards second. Garcia has it near the bag, fires to first. And 1 up and 1 down here in the second. And here comes John Nunnally.
That's the life of the shortstop, because that play could not have been easier for Garcia. Nice big hops right into his glove. The problem is it's not hit very hard, and by the time you get the ball, you got to hurry up and throw it because the guy's got on the line. So even though it was an easy play in the field, the throw had to be on the money and in time, and he did that.
Hopped up there nicely for Jose. Here's the pitch, and inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Nunnally, to be followed by Dominic Bethencourt. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss, the high fastball, and the count goes 1-1. Bethencourt started at third base last night, and he was all sorts of trouble for the Diamonds. 1-1 pitch to Dom, and he takes up high above the letters. Count goes 2-1. 4 base hits in the ball game last night for Bethencourt, going 4 for 4. Always kind of a night that you'll remember. They just can't get me out. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Count goes 2-2.
Bethencourt hitting .333 on the year with 6 home runs and 21 RBIs.
Willie Filo got the start yesterday, coming off a nice stretch for Billy. Didn't pitch great, but here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss for the strikeout, and out number 2. So Nunnally strikes out. First strikeout of the game for Solano. And 2 up and 2 down here in the inning. And here is Bethencourt. Dominic also stole a base in yesterday's game.
I'd love to see Bethencourt's average against the Diamonds specifically, but we don't get that from Point Street. But
so Salas, the ground ball to short. Nunnally strikes out. Here's the pitch high to Bethencourt. And the count goes 1-0. So Dominic bats here with nobody aboard and 2 down. Top half of the second inning. Nunnally actually last night had a couple of base hits himself. Here's a pitch, big swing and a miss. Came up with a 2-out, 2-out RBI double that made it 7-3. It was the 7th, 8th, and 9th when the Diamonds kept coming up and bringing the tying run to the plate. And here's a pitch, checks his swing, and he held back. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. So like Scott was saying, there was a lot of excitement, but it just didn't have that punch at the end. The script wasn't written to fit the Diamonds. Swing, ground ball, and over to his left is Yuki Yasuda, who makes the play. Side retired. And a couple of shutdown innings here for Brett Solano. We are through 1.5 here from Pittsburgh. It's the Diamonds 1 and the Silverados nothing.
are you looking for a community-based establishment that will provide a fun and exciting environment for your family? Certainly Diamonds Baseball is one, and no doubt Lumpy's Diner is another. Before or after the game, eating at Lumpy's Diner or Lumpy's Diner Express can make for a great doubleheader. And if you want to win a road game, LD's Catering will make your event a hit no matter the location. Lumpy's Diner is a homegrown sensation, world famous since 2008. Bring your family to ours. 90 feet between third base and home plate is some of the most important real estate in sports. That's why a coach is located there to help runners navigate the valuable turf. There is help for you, too, when you need to navigate real estate issues. Kroski Real Estate in Pittsburgh has been building strong communities since 1946. The family-owned and operated business is an expert on commercial property management, real estate sales, and residential property management. Kroski Real Estate is on Railroad Avenue in Old Town, Pittsburgh. When you are making the turn for home, get the help you need from Kroski Real Estate.
Great activity schedule. Back twisted, and of course,
They haven't even started. They started at 6:30.
San Rafael game's over.
Oh, yeah, they had a day game today there. Their businessman special.
All right, as we head to the bottom of the second inning, Ryan Lashley, the third baseman, to lead it off, followed by Wes Wallace and Stephen Javier. And should anybody reach, Jose Garcia, the ninth place hitter, would get a turn. So the San Rafael Pacific Zone winner today, day game in Marin County. And Vallejo, I believe they've lost now 4 in a row. So the Admirals finding it tough to come by wins. So if that's all correct, they're now 25 and 23. And Pittsburgh would have a chance to get to within 3 games of that number 3 position.
And that is saying something, especially because the Diamonds will play Vallejo 6 out of the next 8 games.
So that'll make that head-to-head action fun. Here's Lashley swinging, popping this one up, short center field. It will be the center fielder Ramirez who comes in to make the catch. Lashley pops up. He is out number 1, and here comes Wes Wallace. Tough night for Wes last night. Struck out 3 times, and then he was lifted for pinch hitter Pat O'Donnell in the 9th inning. So Wes left some runners on base as well. He's a swing and a miss for a strike in the count. 0-1.
The Diamonds are in an odd situation with Wes. He's the only person who hits the ball fairly consistently out of the park. But his strikeouts are unbelievably high this year, and he's not hitting the ball out as much. So they don't, what do you do?
2-strike pitch. Fastball up high. I believe it's 1-2 if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely 2 strikes.
Right-handed batter waits. 1-2 pitch inside for a ball. And the count 2-2. And we mentioned last night that it looked like Wes is having some problems with those breaking balls away. 2-2 pitch. And there it is again. And that one just faded away from him. Swings and misses. Strike 3. Down he goes. So Wes strikes out. Here comes Stephen Javier. And you can do nothing but feel for the guy. He's just right now in one of those funks where he got hot for a little while, was hitting some home runs, but he just keeps finding himself unable to make contact on any type of consistent basis.
I'm not a hitting coach or anything, but from this perspective, and it's a pretty close perspective, Wallace, as you pointed out, seems to strike out on the same pitch all the time. You'd think there'd be something to do about that.
1-0 pitch, and this one is fouled on the line. That'll go past the Diamond bullpen and out of play for Javier in that catching position. Javier struck out a couple of times yesterday. Lined the ball to center, was robbed of a base hit. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. The count 1-2.
He's hitting .205 with 9 RBIs, 2 home runs.
Pitch to Javier, swing, ground ball right side. Kern ranges over to get it, fires over to first base in time for the out. We've played 2 full here for Pittsburgh. Diamonds 1, Silverados nothing.
Hampton by Hilton. Road trips can be grueling, which is why baseball teams are happy to split their road games. But there's one way to guarantee a win on the road. That's by staying at Hampton Inn by Hilton. Fresh, up-to-date accommodations include a hearty cooked breakfast to get you off to a good start on the day. Known for low-end prices and high-end service, a stay at Hampton Inn by Hilton means you can earn points in the valuable Hilton Honors Program. You can find a Hampton Inn by Hilton in Pittsburgh and Brentwood. One example of teamwork is a smoothly executed double play memorialized in the famous baseball poem, Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Another example of great teamwork is the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. MyPittsburghChamber.org brings together the many and varied businesses that make up the local economy and forges them into a community force that is focused on economic development, advocacy, partnerships, and workforce development. The Pittsburgh Chamber is making a difference. Even if your business doesn't leave you the time to get personally involved, your membership contribution will advance the cause. Visit mypittsburghchamber.org today. Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some, but usually you know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It is their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts by listening to what you want and making it happen. At Paper Tiger Ready Print, they believe there is no greater satisfaction than delivering a finished product that helps a client reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Paper Tiger Ready Print at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh or readyprint.com.
Libraries are community centers, and truly the community comes and uses them. They're here for anybody who walks in the door. It's important for people to have a connection to their community because it makes you feel like you belong. Mechanics Bank really values their relationship. They actively reach out with an open hand to nonprofits. Mechanics Bank doesn't just show up and say that they're going to do something. They actually follow through. They're not just a partner in name, they're a partner in person. My name's Kristen Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of the Walnut Creek Library Foundation, and I'm a mechanic.
Top of the third we go. Zach Taylor to lead it off. Devin Ramirez, and then back to the top of the order for Nick Kern. The 8, 9, and 1 batters here for Napa. So far, so good for Brett Solana. Pair of goose eggs up on the board. He has yielded 2 hits. Here's the pitch, and this one is fouled back to the screen. 0-1. Gave up those 2 hits in the first, but in between Kern and Montalongo's base hits, Solano was able to induce Ray Jones to bounce into the 4-6-3 double play. Now 0-1 here to Zach Taylor. Right-handed batter waits. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and the count quickly and 0-2.
That's the way to win ball games, is get out in front of hitters, and Solano is making a good practice of that.
Brett comes set. The 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul. Taylor just does stay alive. Taylor an RBI double last night. That was in the 5th. Other than that, 0 for 3. So overall 1 for 4 with that run batted in. And this one is low and away. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. An RBI double came in the 5th inning. Inning that saw Napa tally. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing, ground ball to short. Garcia's got it up with a high throw. And they're going to say yes. That the first baseman, Brock Almighty, got down in time to record the out. Looked like he was in the air as Taylor was going by, but was just able to get down to the bag to record the out. And boy, that was close.
That was close, is right. From the naked eye, I didn't think there was any chance that they'd gotten him. I guess maybe, but I talked to Jose before the game. You know, he played. He got hit by a pitch and Sander fell, and he just went down, like, you know, without any way to stop himself, and then he hurt his right wrist in that. I thought he had passed out, but he said no, he didn't pass out. He got hit in the wrist, and
it's outside for a ball.
It was pretty clear because it took a long time though to decide whether he was going to stay in the game, and then finally he decided to stay. And like 2 pitches later, he steals second. So who knows?
Quick recovery.
Yes.
1-0 pitch, swinging a foul right back to the boards, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know that big target they have in front of Paula? Apparently these guys can really hit it. If you heard Paula yell, that ball came screaming back at her. You know, it seems like the most human response, right?
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Swing, and this one into center field. Wes Swallows doesn't have to move a whole lot, and he's got this one. Quickly 2 up and 2 down as Devin Ramirez flies out. And back to the top of the order for Nick Kern. So Brett Solano, having gotten through the first 2 unscathed, and now 2 down, nobody on here. Back to the top of the order for Kern. He got that base hit, but he was erased when Jones bounced into the double play. Right-handed batter waits. And the first pitch to Kern is cranked into left field. Way back it goes, foul. Home run distance, but just a lot of noise. And the count, no ball and 1 strike. And well, he made some noise last night. Double and a run scored. That was leading off the 3rd. And then in the 4th, he hit a 2-run home run.
He's got 6 home runs on the year. He's tied for 3rd on the team, so he's done it before.
Powerful leadoff hitter, and this breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. And boy, that one kind of rolled up there high in the strike zone. Well, that's one that apparently Nick was just not looking for, because that was in a fairly hittable spot. Solano ready. 0-2 pitch.
Ooh.
And boy, did that get a piece of him, or Curran just did spin out of the way of that one.
Almost knocked his batting helmet off his
Wow.
head. Here's the replay.
I just almost didn't see how he avoided that one.
Thankfully he did, because that would have been a bad spot.
1-2 pitch to Nick. Swung on it, missed strike 3. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brett Solano and the Diamonds. We are through 2.5 here from Pittsburgh. 1-0 Diamonds.
Red's Barbershop. You know when it's time for a haircut, but you aren't really thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new hair cutter, but it seems like a big hassle with too many choices and not enough information. We're giving you the take sign, as in take down this information. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He is great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Red a call today, 925-382-1399. Little J's. The handcrafted burgers are sensational. The generous sandwiches are delicious. The hand-carved tri-tip is the best in town. Getting hungry? You probably already know where to go to find these food treasures. Little J's in Pittsburgh. Since 2003, Little J's has been rewarding those smart enough to stop in for a meal. They can also cater your next event. On Loveridge Road, it's Little J's Restaurant.
Going now to the bottom of the third, Jose Garcia, the shortstop and ninth place hitter, will lead it off for Pittsburgh. Then back to the top of the order for Brett Smith and Yuki Yasuda, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, to face Eric Thomas, giving up just 1 run so far for Thomas. And in his last outing, he had 10 strikeouts. He's from Pennsylvania. And actually played with San Rafael last year. And a 3-pitch repertoire. They tell me there's a couple other pitches in there. The fastball, change, slider, but so many guys, you know, they go with the fastball, but then there's the 4-seam fastball, the 2-seam fastball, a couple of different pitches, and always a couple of variations on particular pitches. Garcia takes a strike, and the count 0-1 to the Diamond shortstop. Garcia, last night, base hit and a run scored. That was back in the 5th. Also had a walk last night, and then was lifted for Yuki Yasuda late in the ball game. The 1-1 pitch to him, swing, ground ball to his counterpart at short, and the ball is going to be booted by Salas. And a good start to the inning here for the Diamonds as Garcia reaches on the E6.
You know, they say speed never has a slump. And I was watching Garcia down that line. Even if he had made a good play on that ball, it would have been close at first base. He is just fast. And now he's on base where he can cause more problems.
So back to the top of the order for Brett Smith. Base hit for Smith last night. And he also had a walk, so he was on a couple of times. Let's see if the Diamonds put a play on. Here's the pitch to Brett that hops up there, ball 1.
You know, this is the perfect opportunity when you have, when you're in a slump especially, to try to create runs. You've got speed on the base pass, you've got speed at the plate. You know, do something that is a little aggressive to get things moving.
Speed and the guy who's likely to make contact. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is low. 2 balls and no strikes. But we're going to get a chance to see Eric Thomas's move. And of course, those left-handers in the stretch staring right down at the runners at first. And our guy, Blockley, and there's the pitch that is in there for a strike. Travis, you know, when we get to see him, we get to see that great pickoff move that he has.
It's astonishing. Last week he had, as usual, guys going the wrong way as he throwing the ball.
2-1 pitch, swing, big hopper over to third. Bethencourt to second for one, back to first, not in time. So that is going to be the 5-4 fielder's choice for Brett Smith. Garcia is eliminated. Here comes Yuki Yasuda. One of these days we'll have to ask him about the walk-up music and what the guy's saying.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Not that a lot of songs you can understand what they're saying anyway.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter that it's a foreign language. You know.
There's the pitch way outside for a ball, but I don't know. Over the years, there's so many songs that I've liked, and then yet you still can't really understand the words.
And this is why kids are spoiled today, because we can go to the internet and look up the song and ask for the lyrics.
1-0 pitch way up high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes, and it was a treat when you take out the album and on the sleeve they were printed there.
That was an album cover was such a intimate experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
The artwork and everything was a major deal. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. 1 on for Yuki. Diamonds 1. Silverados nothing. Here's the pitch. That gets away. Smith will trot on down to second base. And that one did not bounce before it got to the plate, but it looked like it missed the target by a whole bunch, Scott. So I would think that would be a wild pitch regardless that it didn't have the bounce prior to getting to home plate.
It found a hole somewhere because it rates fast.
It sure did. And a free 90 feet for the Diamonds, so they get the free base with the error, and then they get the wild pitch here. Yuki takes inside for a ball. That's ball 4, so a pair of walks for Yuki. And the Diamonds not doing a whole lot of work here in the inning, but they got runners at first and second with 1 out.
They have 1 base hit in the entire game, but here they've got 3 people on base in this inning without a hit. And there's, the problem has not been getting base runners. Actually, the problem has been getting hits when they have them. And that is, except for Joel Carranza, drove in a run with 2 outs in the first inning, and that's the difference in the game.
So here's Bracamonte, 23 years old, born in Santa Teresa in Venezuela. And the right-hander, the first pitch to him instead is going to be a check back at Smith, the runner at second base. So Thomas has got himself in a bit of trouble here with the walk, but the error didn't help things by the shortstop Salas. So 2 on and 1 out, and now he's got to face the team's Diamond's leading hitter. Here's a foul off the foot of Bracamonte, and he'll kind of shake that one off, and count is no balls and 1 strike. Valera also from Venezuela. And I was checking it out today, just I knew there was a lot of great players from that country, and just popping off right off the list was Miguel Cabrera, King Felix up in Seattle, and of course Jose Altuve of the Astros.
Well, there's a big name now. My goodness.
Here's the pitch. That ball's hit well. Left center field going way back, way back. This one's going to be off the wall. The Diamonds are going to get 1 run out of it, and the throw's going to come into second base. It's an RBI double for Bracamonte, and just like that, the Diamonds lead it 2-0.
One thing I love about Bracamonte, he is going to get every base possible out of every hit. Other people are kind of cautious or whatever, but man, not him.
So here comes Tito Fuentes Jr. out to talk to Eric Thomas. That ball was very close to being a 3-run home run. Just did miss, and the Diamonds, we were talking about them being snake bit yesterday with that particular situation, but at least this one found a hole and turned into a hit. The other ones last night, it just seemed like, what were there, three good drives to the warning track, and all of them were caught.
I think we've had a pitching change. Have we had a pitching change?
Nope.
Yes. No. We just had Ron Adams point like there was a change, but I guess we're not. We're not having warm-ups. He keeps pointing over at, or maybe he's saying it's an official visit. That's what he's saying. Official visit. Okay. Now, despite the fact Eric Thomas is number 5 on the roster and the pitcher is number 9, we believe it is Eric Thomas, right?
He's not taking any warm-up tosses. This guy's just very eager, or it's the same guy.
That is the same guy.
Swing and a miss by Joel, and the count 0-1. Joel, that big 2-out RBI base hit in that first inning to get the Diamonds offense started. Bracamonte doubles home a run here. Second and third, one down here for Joel. Pitch to the right-handed batter, and he sends this one out into right center field fairly deep. Playable for Nunnally, who makes the catch. The throw's going to go to third. It's going to be a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Second RBI of the ball game for Carranza as Yuki Yasuda comes across to score, and it's Diamonds 3 and Napa nothing.
You just have to love Carranza for just coming through at times when the team just hasn't been doing it, but he has driven in important runs when they needed it last week in Sonoma. At the end of that game, they had a decent lead. He came through twice in the late innings to add to the lead, and as it turned out in the ninth, they needed every one of those runs.
Bracamonte now the runner at third. 2 outs, 2 in. Here's the pitch to Valera, and that one nearly gets away. As it hopped up there, the catcher Taylor was able to kind of scurry out from behind home plate to his left a little bit to keep that one from going to the backstop. So the Diamonds played a couple of runs here. And Valera looking to pick up one more. Pitch to Rafael sends this one skyward into center. Coming in and then retreating is Ramirez, but he has it for out number 3. The Diamonds pick up 2. And at the end of 3 full here from Pittsburgh, it's the Diamonds 3, Napa nothing.
The 90 feet between third base and home plate is some of the most important real estate in sports. That's why a coach is located there to help runners navigate the valuable turf. There is help for you, too, when you need to navigate real estate issues. Kroski Real Estate in Pittsburgh has been building strong communities since 1946. The family-owned and operated business is an expert on commercial property management, real estate sales, and residential property management. Kroski Real Estate is on Railroad Avenue in Old Town, Pittsburgh. When you are making the turn for home, get the help you need from Kroski Real Estate.
Anytime we have a conversation with Mechanics Bank, we know that we're in the same business. Our business is customer service, integrity, loyalty, friendship. Mechanics clearly establishes a high level of tradition, honesty, integrity that comes through in all their transactions. I trust them with everything. I know that they're there for us. My name is Paul Irwin. I'm a mechanic.
All right, to the top of the 4th we go, and to bring you the play-by-play, here's Scott McDonald.
Thank you, Tony. We are ready to go here in the top of the 4th, as you said, and it looks like we may not be on Mixler.com at the moment, but we are trying to get back there. We have a picture, and we look like we're still on BayAreaSports.tv. If you're watching us on the Pittsburgh Diamonds YouTube channel, thank you for joining us here on a lovely summer night where the Diamonds have made it even more lovely by leading 3-0. And that is something that a few Diamonds pitchers in the last week have been able to enjoy. And Brett Solano was on the mound here, shutting out Napa for 3 innings and enjoying a 3-0 lead for the first time in the game after the Diamonds got 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd.
Here, Brett came in with a pretty respectable ERA at 4.70.
That pitch to Ray Jones is a strike. I'm laughing because we're getting weird sounds in our ears, and I think it has something to do with my computer, which is not acting well, and it sounds like it's just all go blow up at one point. I don't know what's going to happen, but the screen is black, and I don't think that's a good thing. Solano is ready to go on the mound. He comes set. He looks in. An 0-1 count, an 0-1 pitch, and swung on a miss. Strike 2, and it's 0-2. Jones came up in the first inning and hit into a double play. He was positioned right between two base hits, and of course that was exactly what Solano wanted to see, as that double play.
Last outing for Brett, July 19th at Sonoma, he got the win. 6 2/3, just 3 runs, and he certainly started off this game very, very well.
0-2 pitch is way outside for a ball, and it's 1-2. Diamonds and Napa tied for 4th place, and they have been doing this dance for a while already, and there doesn't seem to be much indication that the dance will change, except maybe Vallejo wants to join it. Vallejo kind of going in reverse at the moment. The winner of tonight's game, 3 games behind Vallejo, if they can pull out a victory, whoever pulls out the victory, and Jones fouls that one off. It's still 1-2.
Yeah, because after today, Scott, these two teams don't hook up again until August. That'll be the 16th, 18th, and 19th. All 3 here at Pittsburgh, and that's kind of unusual there. It's 3 out of 4 days. Kind of get a series will be briefly interrupted.
That pitch is ball 2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jones here, as Solano tries to keep Napa at bay with his 3-0 lead. Diamond's defense plays Jones, the left-handed batter, fairly straight away. A little bit on the infield, moved over to the right, but not the big shift. We saw a lot of big shifts at San Rafael. Here's the pitch to Jones, way inside and low, and 1 ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think Scott would also, they are gonna be earlier than that. It's gonna be earlier in the month of August. It looks like the 4th, after 3 games with the Admirals. They are going to play the Silverados. So that will be the 4th of August, and then meet again later on in the month.
There's a comebacker right to Solano, who grabs it at knee high on the left side and runs over towards first base, sends it to Bracamonte for out number 1. Well, hello, everybody. Well, there's nobody listening. That's what you know. I find that when you complete the broadcast goes dead, a lot of people turn it off. And but we are back on Mixler, and hopefully we have not been gone from the telecast as well. But we are back everywhere as far as we can tell. 1 out here now in the top of the 4th inning as Jones hits a comebacker. That's a strike, 0-1. Josh Montalongo stepping up here. He got a single back in the 1st inning.
From Sanger, California, which is near Fresno.
That's the place that a lot of people like Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett come from. They're Sangers.
Scotty. I was about to say, hey, wait a minute. I know Blue Eyes was from Jersey. Hoboken.
He's a Sanger. There's a pitch. It's low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hoboken. Then, Blue Eyes had a funny story on this. Live at, you like Frank Sinatra? You got to get it live at the Sands, like 1965. He's 50. It's the most brilliant live show, Frank Sinatra. Make a martini, sit down, put that on, and listen. Pitch just swung out and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Mar-a-Lago was a Reedley College in California, a Sonoma State grad, and that was this year, and studied American Multicultural Studies, and said it's a branch of law enforcement.
Really?
And he wants to join the CHP.
Good for him. Well, I say that now. I don't want to see him in his black and white with the lights on behind me.
Remember me? Don't give me a ticket.
Yeah. Slow down. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 count. But anyway, on that album, in the monologue, Frank Sinatra talks about growing up and his great stories about Hoboken.
Over the years, I've turned into a big fan. I think one of the last actual CDs that I purchased was of Frank Sinatra.
This ball is lifted high and deeper than it looks like to Wes Wallace in center field, but he's got a beat on it now, and that's out number 2. He's with Count Basie in this album, and it's produced by, and I knew as soon as I said it, I was going to forget his name, but he had brilliantly produced some Michael Jackson albums. Very famous producer. But that means the team on this album is amazing. And Frank Sinatra is Frank Sinatra. I mean, it's such a way, he's so casual and cool talking to people during the whole thing. It's amazing. Anyways, it's a treat. Brett Solano, also casual and cool, talks to people. Ball bounces up there. It's a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Brett is working as an intern with the Diamonds when he is not on the mound, and he is learning how the whole baseball operation goes. And he is pleasant and fun to be around, and a nice guy.
Maybe a guy who'll be a future general manager someday.
1-0 pitch is low for a ball. It's 2-0.
Well, we start out, learn how the organization works, move your way up.
Elbow others out of the way. Oh, hey Scott, what's that footprint on your back? Oh, that was Brett. The pitch. It's high. Oh, it's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nico Tony is up here, the designated hitter for Napa. 2 down and nobody on in this afternoon game, and it just feels like a lovely day to sit here and watch some baseball. And I'm trying to think of a better term for what I was going to say, but I can't think of it. Back to the backstop it goes. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Brett Solano in the midst of a very, very fine start. Put up 3 zeros already, and the first 2 batters put out here. So faced 1 over the minimum. Other than that, 1, 2, 3 in the second, 1, 2, 3 in the third, and looking for 1, 2, 3 here in the fourth.
It's the kind of performance you need the way the Diamonds were slumping. But here he's got a 3-0 lead. That's not exactly breaking out of a slump, but it is. It's a large lead compared to the way things have been going. 3-1 count, the 3-1 pitch grounded on a hop and passed. Lastly at first base, at third base, it goes into left field, and that's a base hit for Tony.
Like Lashley was there to try to get it. Went down to 1 knee, couldn't quite flag it, but the ball hit that hard, Scott. I'm sure they're going to give him a base hit.
Okay. We are ready to go with Willie Salas here with a runner at first base and 2 down. Right-handed hitter against a right-handed Solano with a runner at first. Tony has his lead. It's not a big lead. The pitch is a ball. It's 1-0.
I wonder if the Silverados wouldn't do their stealing thing again here.
Tony has 8 stolen bases, but he has been caught stealing 4 times. Pitch is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
8 for 12, not what you'd call a very good ratio. I mean, if the catcher is throwing out 25%, usually that means he's doing very well. So good base stealers really got to be closer, I would say, 85 to 90%.
That pitch is a ball, and it is 2 balls and 1 strike. But the Silverados seem to have, taken the oath for base running. And, that is a driving force behind their offense, and they're going to run. And I'm not sure how much of it is evaluated that closely because they just go, but he's not going on any of these pitches, and that one is fouled away. It's 2-1.
You can always break it down to just like how much are you making it, and that's that's going to determine, that usually would determine how much you're going to be going. And of course, the situation dictates when to run, when not to run, but and sometimes you'll see guys just take off and get thrown out by a mile, and you say, why were you running?
Here's a pitch swung on, and this one is lifted to the right side. It's going to fall in for a base hit. There goes Tony to second, and he will hold on as Valera comes in and makes the pickup and brings it back into the infield. And so now with 2 outs, the Silverados have put 2 runners on, and coming to the plate is John Nunnally.
Boy, Willie Salas did not hit that one well, but just did get enough of it to get that one into right field. But Brett Solano's got to be thinking, God, I get a guy to hit the ball like that, and it's just somehow finds room for a base hit.
Nunnally comes up here hitting 235. He started the game at 235, then he struck out. But he only has 18 at-bats so far. So pitch is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. First and second, 3-0 Diamonds here in the top of the 4th. And as we said, Solano mowing them down here. And then all of a sudden, a couple hits, a hard hit ball to third, a bloop to right, and you got 2 runners on. Solano to the plate. Pitches this one is lifted high and deep to left center field. Back goes Brett Smith. He's still going, and it is gone. Nunnally hits it over the fence, and out of the blue, the Napa Silverados have tied the game at 3.
And it's the dreaded 3-run blast, and just like that, we are all tied up. So forget about small ball here for Napa. Joe Nunnally puts a charge into one, and we're all tied.
It is just, it's just one of the most amazing things about sports in general, baseball in particular, is how, boom, like that, it just turns around. Here's Solano. He's looking great. He's getting 1, 2, 3 innings. He's got 2 outs and nobody on. And just a few moments later, the game is tied at 3.
Yeah, he was talking about it, cruising right along. Had retired 9 in a row, and then gives up a couple of base hits, and then the bomb, and the Diamond lead is history.
Dominic Bethencourt will step up here, and he will be the next batter. Here's the pitch fouled away, and it is now 0-1 on him. And one thing you got to say about it, one reason you're in this position, which is a good position at the same time, is he hasn't walked a batter the whole game. Walked a batter, he hasn't hit anybody, has not given the Silverados some free bases, but they earned all that. It's 3-3 now here in the top of the 4th. The pitch. Swan fouled at the plate, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes here to Bethencourt, who grounded out back in the 2nd inning.
And they're making the noise with 2 outs, 2 straight base hits, and then the 3-run home run. And more 2-out noise from Napa. They got some last night to help them in that 7-4 win, and got some tonight to help them climb back even here against the Diamonds.
There's a good look at the human thorn for Napa. Bethencourt 4 hits last night. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. That will do it for the Napa Silverados, but that is about 3 batters too late as they pick up 3 runs here with a home run from John Nunnally. And we're going to the bottom of the 4th with a tie ball game. Pittsburgh 3 and Napa 3. Nick's Sandwiches. Want to tailgate in City Park before the next Diamonds home game? Nick's Sandwiches is a great place to start. Everything you need for a big crew of hungry fans, or a tasty lunch on the Delta, or a quick grab of coffee and a bite to eat on the way to work. Nick's Sandwiches is in Old Town Pittsburgh on Railroad Avenue across from the marina. Eating at the Diamonds' favorite deli is as satisfying as a 3-run homer. Start your pregame warm-up at Nick's Sandwiches, 315 Railroad Avenue in Old Town.
Sounds interesting.
It's fascinating. It's very exciting. I mean, if you're an apartment dweller, you might appreciate it.
Never built an well, no, I did. I was in the Mission in San Francisco. It was an apartment.
Yeah, that's all apartments, it seems.
Condo? No, it was an apartment. God, it was noisy.
Check out the Diamonds this week as they face the Admirals.
Well, the happiest guy in the stadium at the moment might be Eric Thomas, who comes to the mound here in the bottom of the 4th, and suddenly his teammates have tied the score at 3, and so he will face the Diamonds with a new clean slate. Basically, it's going to be 3-3, like 0-0 here as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. The Diamonds will be sending to the plate Ryan Lashley, Wes Wallace, and Stephen Javier, and that little rally that Napa just completed in the last half inning started with a hard ground ball at Ryan Lashley that he could not get as it went past him into left field for the first of 3 base hits in a row, and the last of those, of course, was a home run by Nunnally. 5 hits for the Silverados, 2 for the Diamonds, and 1 error for Napa. Left-hander on the mound. It's interesting, the Diamonds see any left-handers. They barely have a left-hander in their lineup with Blatnick, who is not in the lineup tonight. And then, of course, I saw Matthew Pekulin before the game, and I was talking to him. He is on the inactive roster, and he doesn't know when he will be coming back. Also a lefty. So but he's not in the lineup. So the Diamonds are don't have many or any lefties in the lineup tonight, but they do get a left-handed pitcher. Coming up to the plate, Ryan Lashley. He flew out to left field back in the second inning. Tie ball game at 3, and now to the plate is Thomas with a strike. Gets 0-1.
Yeah, Thomas feels like he's been given new life. All of a sudden finds himself in a 3-3 tie.
This pitch, high for a ball, it's 1-1. Of course, it would be ridiculous to expect that you're going to hold a team to no runs. They're going to score, which is why 3 runs is not enough. You know that going in, you need to keep scoring. Pitch is ground ball by Lashley to the shortstop. A charging shortstop makes a pickup, and that is out. Number 1, Salas with a nice play as the ball stayed down for him. And that's perhaps the thing about Winter Chevrolet Stadium that's not very exciting is that the infield, the grass is nice and green, and there aren't big holes in the dirt, so the ball doesn't take these wild hops like it does in Vallejo, and suddenly you've got an inning started. Lastly, out number 1, Wes Wallace steps up here. He struck out back in the second inning. The pitch to Wes is high for a ball. It's 1-0. Thomas, ready to go. Kicks and delivers, and the pitch is a strike. It's 1-1.
And West has got to be thinking about one thing and one thing only: make contact.
And he's had difficulty. The pitcher swung on a miss for a strike. It's 1-2.
That was a fastball inside. 1-2 here, just half expecting to see that breaking ball away here.
Right. Here's the pitch. He hits this one high, and it's going to be over on the right side in foul ground. The catcher comes over. He says he's got it down to the first baseman, goes over, scares him off it, and it falls to the ground. And that was a lack of communication between those two because it looked like Taylor had a bead on it. And the first baseman, Montalongo, came over, and I'm not sure who was supposed to catch it, but one of them should have called out the other. And Montalongo obviously had a better view of what was going on.
An easier play for the first baseman there, but I've heard talk about Major League's tagging teams with team errors because you couldn't give it to just one guy or the other.
That pitch is low for a ball, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wes Wallace, and that would seem to be the perfect situation in that case. But Wes Wallace has new life because of it, and we can see what he'll do with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes here, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th, the pitch to Wes. High ball 3. Three and 2, kind of a lazy wind blowing to left field. The pitch is swung on and popped up foul and out of play, and the count stays at 3-2.
We talk about the strikeouts so much. I heard a stat the other day where this is the first time in Major League history.
Wallace hits this one deep to left field, but foul. Down the foul. Hits the fence down there in foul territory.
With the Major Leagues right now on pace to have more strikeouts than hits.
Well, that's, it's one of those things, I don't know. We think Wallace should concentrate on making contact. I don't know if they do. I really don't know what the mentality is with that kind of approach. And Wallace has that kind of approach that the strikeouts aren't important. Pitch high, ball 4. One thing about that at bat for Wallace, he's not someone you see there with a 3-2 count fouling off a couple pitches. It was a long time at the plate for Wes, and it ends with a walk, and he's on at first base.
Well, that was just good news for he and the Diamonds. And let's see if Javier can keep the line moving here. And maybe the Diamonds can get something going and get the lead back. But when I heard that, I kind of did a double take. Like, first time in Major League history there's going to be more strikeouts than hits. It's like it just doesn't seem like that could possibly happen.
Well, that will do it for Eric Thomas, who takes the long walk to the dugout. And coming in for Napa, I don't know if it's Gallardo. He's jogging in, and any moment we're going to see his number. I think there he is coming up to the mound. He's always number 2. I thought he was a 2-something. It's Devontae Glenn A familiar face from the Silverados. And he will come in and try to keep this game tied. There's one out here, and we are in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Diamonds have a runner at first base, and Stephen Javier coming to the plate. Glenn comes in here. This is his 21st appearance on the year. He has pitched 24 and a third innings, given up 11 walks, 23 strikeouts in 24 innings plus. His record is 1 win, 3 losses, and he has an ERA of 7.02. Right-handed pitcher against this right-handed lineup of the Diamonds. So Eric Thomas kind of walked the tightrope there for a while. He looks like he might be taken out. Diamonds had a game this year earlier against Vallejo where the starting pitcher was taken out after 5 batters.
No, that's a quick hook.
And the pitcher that they brought in was Eli Garcia, Jose's brother. And this was a great moment for Jose, who promptly got 2 hits off his brother. And had one of his best offensive games of the year. But Devontae Glenn doesn't get in here till the bottom of the fourth. It's a 3-3 ball game. And as we've said, the Diamonds and the Silverados are battling for fourth place. The winner of this will have sole possession of fourth place and be just 3 games behind Vallejo in the race for third. So things are tightening up in the standings. As you said, Vallejo's lost 4 in a row now, or...
It was 3 in a row coming in. They dropped the day game today. So that would make 4. And you look at Tito Fuentes Jr., not shy about going to the pen. He used 5 guys last night. And they only gave up 4 runs. So feeling that Eric Thomas struggling a little bit. Gave up another walk just now. And, well, let's go to the pen and see what they can do.
Well, at least, you know, there's consistency there. That's a good thing. Some people have a quick hook. Some people are more patient. And, you know, the guys who are patient, it just seems like they pay the price more often. Because you never know what the guy would have done if you didn't take him out of the game. Glenn is up here. Javier at the plate. Russ Wallace on at first. The pitch is popped up, foul, and out of play. We don't see Wes on the bases much, but he has speed too, and that's a good person to have out there.
Can't play center field if you can't run. A lot of ground to cover out there, and you got to have a speedy guy chase down balls.
No balls and a strike. Glenn to the plate. Pitch is swung on, and that's fouled away. And the count now 0-2 as it bounces off the fence and right next to Garcia in the on-deck circle.
So don't close the book on Eric Thomas just yet. 3 1/3, couple of hits, 3 runs, but Wes Wallace over there at first base still his responsibility.
He's got his lead. Glenn gives him a look. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on. Javier hits this one foul, and it's out of play. He's going to straighten one of these out. Mr. Patience, that's what Aaron Miles says about Javier. He's calm. I guess patience wasn't the term so much as he's just calm. He doesn't panic in the situation, and we've seen him in some incredible situations where it absolutely shined through that he just has nerves of steel to a certain extent. Wow.
I played at the plate yesterday. It was
high for ball.
There was one of those when the throw back to him with a runner bearing down on him was wide to his left, and he was able to reach out there, make the catch, and somehow get the tag on the runner, record the out, and avoid the major collision.
Behind his back.
It was just amazing. How did he make that play? It was an amazing play at home plate last night. 1
ball, 2 strikes. Glenn looks over at first and comes to the plate, and Javier lifts this one high to the right side, back over here in foul territory. Let's see what happens this time, and the first baseman not too long go over there to make the catch, and that's out number 2.
Well, that time Montalvo coming back towards the screen, and clearly we can hear him call off his catcher. Got over there and made the catch. Nice definitive, this is mine, I'll make the play, instead of, having the catcher and the first baseman come together and give Wes Wallace a chance to end up with a walk and get down to first base.
So Jose Garcia steps in here with a runner at first base. 2 down now in the bottom of the 4th. The score is tied at 3. Wes Wallace got a walk after 1 was out. He was the beneficiary the last time they could not catch the foul ball. Here's the pitch to Garcia's low for a ball. That kept him alive at the plate, and he eventually worked it for a walk. Jose got on in an error in the 3rd inning. That pitch is outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Jose from the Dominican Republic moved to the U.S. before high school. I know he went to high school in Connecticut. The 2-0 pitch as Wallace takes off. This pitch is lifted high. Going to be over here in the Bermuda Triangle of foul territory, but it went over the fence. And 2 balls and 1 strike.
Diamond's putting a play on there. Not settling for just station to station. Got a guy that can handle a bat, guy who can run. Trying to make something happen.
Yeah, Garcia's not a strikeout person. He hasn't been hitting well for average necessarily, but he gets the bat on the ball. Had a home run last week. Two-one pitch. Swung on it, hits this one high to deep left center field. Back goes Jones and Ramirez, and Jones against the wall, and he makes the catch. Out number 3. So Garcia gave that one a ride, but not quite enough of one. And so the Diamonds will go out here in the bottom of the 4th. They leave a base runner, and they get nothing on the scoreboard. At the end of 4 full, the score, Pittsburgh 3 and Napa 3. Welcome back to Winter Chevrolet Stadium in City Park in Pittsburgh, where the Diamonds hold 4th. And tonight, after 4 innings of play, they are tied with Napa at 4 runs apiece. Tomorrow, they open a very important series against Vallejo, and it's just the beginning of a run of games against Vallejo. 6 of the next 8 games against the Admirals, 2 here Thursday and Friday. Then they go to Sonoma for the weekend. And then next week they play 2 at Vallejo on Tuesday and Wednesday. And they'll be back again here Thursday and Friday of next week as well against Vallejo. So if you want to come out and see the Diamonds fight for 3rd place, that's exactly what it's going to be. And you can get your tickets at diamondsproball.com. And come out here and join us, which has been, I know people sit at home and think, oh, it's too hot to go out. But it really is pleasant here in the grandstand. So,
always we can find a shady spot for you.
$7 a ticket, cold drinks and cold beer just around the corner. A short walk just behind the grandstand.
Or an easy BART ride.
An easy BART ride. Pittsburgh Center Station, just a block away. There's so many reasons to get out of here, and good baseball is one of them. On the mound, Brett Solano looking at the plate. He comes to the plate, and this pitch is lifted foul and out of play by Zach Taylor, who leads off here in the top of the 5th inning. He's followed by Devon Ramirez and then Nick Kern at the top of the order for the Silverados. Solano had been looking like the master until the last inning. Here's a pitch, and it goes outside and right by Javier. So it's a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. He had mowed him down. He'd gone through something like 9 straight outs with the Silverados lineup, and then a sharp ground ball that became a base hit, a blooper base hit, and then a home run made it 3-3. And so he's back in a tie ball game. This pitch throwing outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. San Rafael has already beaten Vallejo today. They had a day game in San Rafael. The Diamonds were part of that annual event last year. This year, we did not get to participate. This pitch is popped up foul by Taylor, and it's going to go out of play. The count goes to 2-2.
We hit that one for a whole lot of distance, but way early on that pitch. That's out toward the soccer field. And I'll tell you, those guys are dedicated players over there. I mean, I drive by there a lot, Scott, and no matter how hot or how late, they're playing.
And I think, is that AstroTurf over there?
You know, I have not been on that field.
That pitch is low for a ball. It is 3 balls and 2 strikes because AstroTurf gets hot. That's really hot. I don't know if it's
field turf.
Field whatever kind of turf it is. And AstroTurf is just a generic term, to many of us. But from the Astrodome, created for the Astrodome in Houston, which has now been hit me at the wrecking ball. I think pitch is hit back up the center for a base hit into center field for Zach Taylor, and so he is on at first base.
Good start to the inning for the Silverados. They get the leadoff hitter aboard. That is the first time they've done that tonight.
So Solano is not reassuring those who might want to see him mow him down again to make sure that he's back in the saddle, because he fell off the saddle, and now the leadoff hitter here in the 5th inning has a single and a nice sharp ground ball up the center. Devon Ramirez, listed as a pitcher, out here to bunt the ball, and he bunts at it, but it gets by him, and it is a strike. Ramirez is, as I said, listed as a pitcher, but he plays center field. So, and we've talked about this before. In lower divisions of baseball, even up into college, so a lot of your pitchers are just your star athletes, and they like to have them at the plate or in other positions. And we've seen Ramirez, play a number of times this season already. It's not a surprise, except when you're getting the lineup and you're looking for who is this player. It's very high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, and then you have to go to you wouldn't expect that person in center field to be in the pitching list, but he is.
You don't see it very often at all at the major league level, but when you see those blowouts, those games that go on and on and on, then you start seeing some of the position players come in and pitch.
Yeah.
And it's usually the guys with the best arms. They come in and they can throw fastballs.
This pitch to Ramirez is lifted to the right side. First baseman Bracamonte over there. He's right where Javier. Javier says he's got it. And Javier makes the catch. And they avoided a collision, I think, because they both beat catcher. So no problem there. In fact, they had a little laugh about it after the play. 1 out. Runner at first. Coming to the plate now will be the top of the order with Nick Kern.
The dangerous Nick Kern.
Danger is Nick Kern's middle name. He steps up here. Right-handed batter against Solano. 1 out. That's a strike. It's 0-1. Solano looked like he approved about 3 different pitches on that play. Nodding yes to whatever Javier was sending him, whatever information, several times. Last year, we had a nice talk with Dennis Neal, and the pitch is swung on and lifted this one to right field, and a great catch by Valera, who makes a sliding grab, and that is out number 2.
Yeah, great play over there. That ball, sinking line drive off the bat of Kern. Looked like a base hit all the way. And here's Kern just going the other way with that one. And look at that, going into that slide to one knee, backhanding that for the catch. And, boy, if that gets behind you, that's got inside the park home run written all over it.
And backhanded on top of it as he slided. That was a difficult play, and he makes the play. Ray Jones comes up here with 2 down and a runner at first. My comment about Dennis Neal was, I asked him about, all that the back and forth between the catcher, they're not talking obviously, but he says, some of that is just, you do it just to screw up the batter. Here's a pitch. A strike. It's 0-1.
Brett Solano trying to Pitch around, that leadoff base hit by Taylor, who's gotten the next 2 outs. And you really don't want to see Montalongo come up in this inning if you can avoid it. It'd be really nice to see him leading off the next inning with the bases empty.
The pitch here to Jones is a strike. Snowballs on 2 strikes. The Diamonds know 2 outs and 2 strikes is not the time to relax. They've had a number of problems at that point in the ball game. In fact, the big rally last inning started with 2 outs.
Yeah, so just based on the situation, I would figure obviously they're going after Jones, and they would not be running here.
That's a blind right base into left field. Neither Lashley or Garcia had a chance to play it. Smith bobbles the ball a little bit in left field, and the runner at second base, Taylor, had thoughts about moving to third, but wisely he decided to stay there because Smith was back on it in a hurry. So here comes Montalongo, like it or don't. And Ray Jones is on at first. Down at second base is Taylor.
You didn't want to see the team leader in home runs and RBIs in this situation, but that's exactly what Solano and the Diamonds are going to get.
Righty against righty there. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Boy, Brett threw that one right by him. That's a challenge fastball on the first pitch of the at-bat. Here it is. See if you can hit it, and that time Montalongo comes up empty.
And if it looks like that's a big lead at first base, it is a big lead because no one's holding him on, and he's got a very big lead. Back is Bracamonte behind him, playing a deep first base. This pitch is swung on a miss, strike 2.
Boy, same pitch. Looks like same spot, same result.
There you can see the Diamonds infield. Runners at first and second. 2 down. Solano has a no-ball, 2-strike count on Montalongo. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Solano strikes him out to end the 5th inning for Napa. So the Silverados get 2 hits, but they leave 2 runners. And we're going to the bottom of the 5th, and it is 3 for Pittsburgh and 3 for Napa.
Nicely done. There we go.
Anytime we have a conversation with Mechanics Paint, we know that we're in the same business. Our business is customer service, integrity, loyalty, friendship. Mechanics clearly establishes a high level of tradition, honesty, integrity that comes through in all their transactions. I trust them with everything. I know that they're there for us. My name is Paul Irwin. I'm a mechanic.
Is there anything more fun than a ball bouncing off the outfield wall for a double? Well, if there is, it might be a double-double from In-N-Out. In-N-Out is an iconic burger restaurant for a reason. Quality is the most important ingredient at In-N-Out. They never freeze, pre-package, or microwave the food. Your burgers, fries, and a shake are waiting to be made on Delta Gateway Boulevard, just off Highway 4. In-N-Out, that's what a hamburger is all about. Devontae Glenn is out here, and he's. I'm sure he has thought about this. This is now his game. He is the man of record, whatever may happen. So it's got his attention, no doubt. What got my attention were those In-N-Out burgers. I'm thinking, why is it that I don't stop at In-N-Out on my way home from a game or something? And I'll tell you why it is. It's so crowded. Yeah, the line is amazing. I don't understand. It's not just here. It's Concord. I mean, wherever I am. I look at like 10, 11 at night. It's a line of 20 cars.
Like never ending.
Yeah.
The burgers are great, but waiting in that line, it's like, hey, wait a minute. I thought this was fast food.
Exactly.
Nothing fast about it.
Yeah. So that defeats the purpose at that point. Although, if I'm smart, they're going to throw that a second. In-N-Out is one of the people who helps feed the teams after the games, and oftentimes, you're here, you get an In-N-Out burger after the game. That rocks. So no waiting in line. Brett Smith is coming up to the plate. He has scored twice in this game, a walk. He got in the first inning. He scored. Joel Carranza knocked him in with 2 outs. In the third inning, he reached on a fielder's choice. He scored again. Bracamonte with a double. But and before the game, his father threw out the first pitch and did 2 somersaults. So it's a Smith night here at the stadium, and we'll see what Brett can do here in inning number 5. Excuse me. The pitch is foul back, 0-1.
And what a job by Brett Solano to get out of that trouble in that last inning, having to face Monalago, the team's power guy, with a couple of runners on, and just challenged him with fastball. Scott and got the strikeout.
Devontae Glenn is to Smith. Smith hits it deep to left field. Back goes the left fielder. He's to the wall. He makes the catch.
Oh, that ball was really crushed. And going back there was Jones, and Ray reached up. And, boy, that looked like that ball was out of here for a home run. And Jones got back there in enough time to make the catch, but the Diamonds snake bit again.
Yeah, they're just on the verge of the home runs, but they haven't quite made the other side of the wall. And Jones, back there in a hurry. He's very, very fast. Had no problem getting that one. Devontae Glenn to the plate against Yuki Yasuda, and this pitch is a strike.
Well, you stay with that ball very well, and you get back there, the sun's right in your face.
Yeah. 0-1 pitch to Yasuda is grounded right back to Glenn. He knocks it down, picks it up barehanded, throws the first out, number 2.
Self-preservation there by Devontae Glenn, able to knock that one down. He looks like when he finishes his motion, he's in pretty good position, but the ball got on top of him pretty quick, but was able to knock it down and make the play and retire Yuki.
This is Pittsburgh's professional baseball team. It is professional baseball. The San Rafael Pacifics had a Women's Sports Day on Sunday, I believe it was. And they presented an award to Joan Ryan, who is a former San Francisco Examiner columnist and has apparently for the past 10 years been a media consultant for the San Francisco Giants. Here's the pitch. It's a strike to Gabriel Bracamonte, who steps up here. And she made a very nice speech. Talked about what baseball means. That pitch was low for 1-1. But she said, no, it's not about professional baseball. No one plays professional baseball. No one makes it to the majors. No one makes it to, compared to the percentage of people who play baseball. This pitch back up the middle, and it's going to be off the second baseman's glove into left field. No one is getting it. Bracamonte will stay at first, and that is a hit with 2 down. She said some people didn't. Her point was, you guys here on the Pacifics and the Diamonds, you really need to appreciate what you have done to make it even at this level. No one makes it to this level.
Okay.
And you have to be pretty special.
The number of people that will ever actually make a paycheck playing baseball,
right, exactly,
is incredibly low. It's like making it in the music business or something.
Right. Joel Carranza with a runner at first and 2 outs. The pitch swung on, and he hits this one high and deep to left field. Back goes Jones to the wall. Out, number 3. Man. When he stopped running, I thought it can't be happening again, and yes, it did. No runs for the Diamonds. They leave a runner at the end of 5 full here at Winners Chevrolet Stadium. The score, Napa 3 and Pittsburgh 3. Hampton by Hilton. Road trips can be grueling, which is why baseball teams are happy to split their road games. But there's one way to guarantee a win on the road. That's by staying at Hampton Inn by Hilton. Fresh, up-to-date accommodations include a hearty cooked breakfast to get you off to a good start on the day. Known for low-end prices and high-end service, a stay at Hampton Inn by Hilton means you can earn points in the valuable Hilton Honors Program. You can find a Hampton Inn by Hilton in Pittsburgh and Brentwood. One example of teamwork is a smoothly executed double play memorialized in the famous baseball poem, Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Another example of great teamwork is the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. MyPittsburghChamber.org brings together the many and varied businesses that make up the local economy and forges them into a community force that is focused on economic development, advocacy, partnerships, and workforce development. The Pittsburgh Chamber is making a difference. Even if your business doesn't leave you the time to get personally involved, your membership contribution will advance the cause. Visit mypittsburghchamber.org today. Okay, it looks like we have lost the computer again, and Mixler.com, we are bringing it back, but we expect that we are okay on the YouTube channel, the Diamonds YouTube channel, and so hopefully you're joining us with the live stream from BayAreaSports.tv. We're in the top of the 6th inning here. Brett Solano steps in. He's going to face Nick. Steps on top of the mound. Nico Tony will step in. Willie Salas will follow him, and then Nunnally behind him, and that ball just hit Javier in the face. He just got hit, and he rolled over. I don't know what happened. Oh, maybe he taps his knee. Like maybe that's where he got hit. I don't know. Anyway, he is not feeling well, and something about his right leg, right knee area. It could be right above where that knee protector is, which would, hurt. And here's someone he knows well, the Diamonds trainer. Out there probably talking to the catchers more than anybody else on the team.
I mean, just think of all the times they just come back where you don't even know that they got hurt.
Right.
They're just the end of the game or the next day they come back and okay, I got X, Y, and Z that needs to be tended to because this one got hit, this one strained. I mean, it's just that kind of position. That's
Aaron Miles walking out of your picture, and there you see working on Javier's knee to make sure he's okay, and he's very calm during this too. The calm thing started when we were in Sonoma with that big game against the Stompers. Very excited, yes. And the bases were loaded for Sonoma, 8th inning. Diamonds up by 2 runs. And they have 2 outs. And Javier's behind the plate. The pitch gets behind him. Cam Hatch was on the mound. Cam Hatch's parents are here, too. His grandparents are here from Colorado. But Baptista at third base comes charging down the line. Javier calmly gets up and goes back and gets the ball. And one of the hardest things about that whole situation, Hatch is coming from the mound, is he's got to throw the ball to the pitcher. You want to do it fast because this guy's coming down from third, but you want to make it catchable. He's got to catch it. It's a very difficult thing to do. Javier goes back, gets the ball, throws the Hatch perfectly. Hatch, for his part, does a great job, makes the catch, and Baptista called out at the plate to end the inning. The Diamonds end that inning ahead by 2. Here is Brett Solano on the mound. 0-1 pitch. A ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Javier is back with us behind the plate. Nico Tony with a 1-1 count. Nobody out. We're just starting the 6th inning here. The game is tied at 3 apiece.
The Diamonds' catching defense has been very good this year.
That pitch is a strike, and it's 1-2. Of course, one of the people down there checking on Javier immediately was first baseman Gabriel Bracamonte, who is the other Diamonds catcher and is playing first base because his outrageous batting average is something the Diamonds need in the lineup. And he continues to hit well while the other members of the team are slumping. 1-2 count, the 1-2 pitch. Ball 2, 2-2.
That's how it goes during the course of a long season. And you just hope, Sky, that you can keep enough guys hot at any given time to make sure you can win some of those close, low-scoring games.
And speaking of which, 3-3 is the score here in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss, and that will be out number 1. That was a strikeout too early because Willie Salas will step up here, and he is the beer batter. The beer batter, of course, strikes out, and everybody gets $1 off a beer, and that's a happy thing. In Sonoma, they call it the wine whiffer. And, they're not trying to keep from selling wine. The wine, Wes Wallace, every time we go there, one of the games, he's the wine whiffer. Last time, 3 times he gave him $1 off. There's the pitch. Swing grounded over the mound. Missed by Yasuda, and on into center field goes the ball. Garcia runs it down in center, short center, and throws it back in. And so there's a runner now at first base for Napa.
Difficult play there for Yuki Yasuda, having to range behind second base. And where that ball was hit and how far Yuki had to travel, I'm sure that's going to mean a base hit for Willie Salas.
So now a runner at first and 1 out. Nunnally, the architect of a 3-run home run, his last at bat in the 4th inning to tie this ball game, steps up here with a runner at first. The pitch A ball, 1-0. Nunnally, 6'2", 195, is a newer member of the Silverados, and that was a big hit for him to say, howdy do. There's a pitch. That's outside for a ball, and it is 1 ball and no strikes, or 1-1. Nunnally came into this game with, that's his first home run. He only had 1 RBI before that. He's got 4 now. 2-0 the count here. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch swung on and popped up right side of the infield. There is Yasuda. He says he's got it. He does have it, and that's out number 2. That was a high pop-up. It took forever to come down.
Much better result this time against Nunnally than the last time. And, you know, sometimes a pitcher, it comes down to just 1 or 2 pitches. If I could just get that 1 or 2 pitches back, change the whole outing for a guy. And right now, it's that 1 pitch he made to Nunnally that ended up being a 3-run homer.
So Dominic Bethencourt will step up here, not repeating his performance of last night. He's grounded out and struck out. It was called out on strikes there in the 4th inning. They're 2 down now and a runner at first, and this seems to be when the Silverados are most dangerous. Right-handed batter against a right-handed Solano. 8 hits for Napa, 3 for the Diamonds. The Diamonds have made better use of them. It's tied at 3. There's a pitch. Swung on, and that one is lined into left field, a base hit. Down to second base will go Salas, and now they're 2-1 with 2 outs. I'm not making that up. The Silverados have just had great production with 2 outs in this ballgame. And so now there's runners at first and second. Bethencourt is 1 for 3. And the Diamonds will try to shut this down again. Zach Taylor will come to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He has grounded out and singled. The Diamonds bullpen is very quiet. The Silverados had someone throwing almost a perpetual thing there in the bullpen that someone is throwing and getting warmed up. The first pitch here is low for a ball to Taylor, and it is 1-0.
Yeah, so a Salas base hit and a Bethencourt base hit. Put 2 on here, keep this one alive, and boy, Bethencourt really raked his into left field with that top spin line drive.
1-0 count. Solano with a wide stance, looks in, and Taylor thinks he's taking too much time, steps out of the batter's box, gets back in. One ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled at the plate. It's 1-1. Bethencourt ran all the way down to second base on that. It was fouled at the plate. I mean, I don't know exactly why. There he goes. You can see him running back there. Maybe someone's giving him a hard. Maybe the bench. Looks like maybe the Diamonds bench was giving him a hard time. I'm trying to kick the headset off of Tony's head. Not really my plan, but for some reason. Here comes the pitch, and it's outside for a ball. And it is 2 balls and 1 strike. Taylor has an opportunity here with 2 outs. A single would probably give Napa the lead. 2-1 pitch. High. Ball 3. That was not a good pitch. For whatever mechanical reason, it seems odd that it would be fatigue at this point. It's pretty early in the game, but and Solano has pitched a lot. He's had a complete game victory this year. Three balls and a strike with 2 outs. 2 runners on. The 3-1 pitch swung on and popped up foul and out of play. 3-2. Now the runners will be going for Napa. From second base, Willie Salas, and from first base, Dominic Bethencourt.
Here's one of those critical moments in the game, Scott. We have a few of these in every ball game. One right now. Runner's going to get a break. Anything in the gaps or down the lines should score a pair.
3-2 count. The 3-2 pitch is swung on, and this one is grounded at Yasuda. Gets a big hop, throws him out. Out number 3. Very slow, big hop. Nice, easy play for Yasuda. And that's out number 3. No run score, 2 runners left. We're going to the bottom of the 6th here. The score is Napa 3 and Pittsburgh 3. In baseball, dedication, hard work, and some creative thinking can make a team a champion. At Winter Chevrolet, the same qualities can make you the champion. Pittsburgh's new and used Chevrolet dealer has the car that will make you feel like you just hit a home run. With a large selection to choose from, Winter Chevrolet is sure to have the car that fits your personality, and their amazing finance programs will allow you to slide into your new car safely. Winter Chevrolet, a proud sponsor of Diamonds Baseball, is off of Highway 4 in Pittsburgh. Winter has what you want. Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some, but usually you know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It is their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts by listening to what you want and making it happen. At Paper Tiger Ready Print, they believe there is no greater satisfaction than delivering a finished product that helps a client reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Paper Tiger Ready Print at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh or ReadyPrint.com. Christopher De Leon will hit the mound for the Napa Silverados here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. De Leon pitched last night, but the roster didn't have him as number 13, so it was a mystery for a while, but the roster has been adjusted. And now he is number 13, and as he is warming up, one of the great benefits of this job is to sit this close to what's happening on the baseball field. And one of the things that you notice is the sound the ball makes when it hits the glove behind home plate. And De Leon was making some loud pops just now as he was warming up.
Go ahead, Scott.
No, I'm not. That's all the brilliance I have.
As you said, he got into last night's game. He picked up for Billy Philo after 5 innings, and then Chris, pretty effective, an inning, no runs. Former Admiral on the championship team last year, and as you said, you see the high Red Sox, very fashionable looking.
Yes.
And he throws really, really hard.
And
boy,
the shoes
those are colorful.
And the shoes go with it too. It's a whole look. Well, Christopher De Leon is going to face Rafael Valera and Ryan Lashley and Wes Wallace here in inning number 6 with the score tied at 3. And the winner tonight has a couple of big bennies. One of them, they will be all alone in 4th place in the Pacific Association, and they will have pulled within 3 games of 3rd place behind the Vallejo Admirals. So it is a big game. I mean, Tony's pointed out these games are all really 2-game swings, and so the head-to-head matchups are very, very important. Valera steps up here. He has flown out twice. Righty against righty. The pitch from De Leon is inside for a ball. It is 1 ball and no strikes.
Came into tonight's play hitting .315. The Venezuelan, 51 hits in 44 games.
That pitch is a strike, and it's 0-1. It was last night De Leon's first game for the Silverados. I don't know because I have no pitching stats for him at all.
He was very new. They told us he was the recent addition to the team. Nunnally,
the hitter who hit a home run today, has pitching stats. not De Leon. Okay, 1 ball and 1 strike to Rafael Valera leading off here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a tie ball game. De Leon looks in, comes to the plate, swing and a miss, strike 2, and it's 1-2. And he's got all kinds of body parts moving in that swing. So many pitchers now just pitch from the stretch, and it's just kind of dull, really. But when you wind up, you got things happening, and that's why De Leon here.
As a hitter, are you hitting at the knee, the foot, the hand moving through? I mean, hard to pick up the ball.
This pitch is grind into right center field, a base hit. And that's going to be a leadoff single for Valera, who thinks about going to second and will go back. But that was a sharp single to right center field, and the Diamonds have the leadoff man on base here in the bottom of the 6th.
A good start to the inning there, and no problem picking up the ball for Rafael Valera. But we told you how effective he's been with the bat.
Ryan Lashley steps in here. Runner at first. Would he be bunting is a good question, as I see the third baseman creep towards home plate. Bethencourt over there at third. The pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. And Bethencourt does not get any indication from last lead that he was going to bunt. No balls and a strike.
In fact, Aaron was going through some signs, and Ryan wasn't looking.
Here's a pitch. Don't tell me I'm going to bunt. That pitch was swung and a missed. 0-2. And so if there was any thought of bunting, that's pretty much wiped out. We did see a 2-out sacrifice bunt this year. I'm trying to remember that. Don Andre Clark, someone. But anyway, that is quite an accomplishment. 0-2 count here. Runner at first. Nobody out. Bottom of the sixth inning. De Leon. Fell ground ball left side to the shortstop. Picked up. Throws to second for one. On to first. In time for a double play. Quite a play by Salas at shortstop to go away from second towards third base to make this pickup. And then he will turn around and get it to second base in time for Kern to wheel and throw to first. A very nice play, and the Diamonds are wiped off the base pass.
Nothing else I can add to that, Scott. That is just a double play turned as well as you'll ever see it. Salas, I was really surprised he was able to get the lead runner there.
Yep, it was just hit hard enough for that to happen. Wes Wallace steps in here with a 1-ball and no strike count now as the first pitch misses. The only benefit of that is we get to see De Leon in his windup. Here's the pitch. As soon as I said that, 1-1 to count. We got a base hit, and so he was pitching from the stretch. But now he's back to the windup with a 1-1 count against Wallace. 2 down now, nobody on in the bottom of the sixth. And here's the pitch. And that goes inside for a ball, and it is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Boy, how defense can turn things around. I mean, you get the leadoff base hit, and then the follow-up hitter looks like he's hit one that's either going to get through or at least get the runner to second.
That pitch is swung on a miss. Strike 2, 2-2. Now, Wallace's bat is interesting because, I don't know if you can tell that is, it's got these streaks of brown. I haven't seen this on a bat before. And,
better not be pine tar that far up the bat.
This pitch is lifted to center field. Back goes Ramirez. He's got a beat on it now, and he's looking up. He's got it. Out number 3. So the Diamonds get a base hit and a base runner, and then a double play and a fly out to center, and it's all done. So we're going to the 7th inning now here in Pittsburgh with the score. The Silverados 3 and the Diamonds 3.
That was just a great play.
Yes, that was. Now the Diamonds, I thought had 3 hits before. They should have 4 now.
I got 4.
Shouldn't the Diamonds have 4 hits?
4 hits.
5 hits.
5 hits? 4, yeah, I thought 5 hits. Inning number 7 is back here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium, and so is Brett Solano, who has pitched the entire game for Pittsburgh and is out here in the midst of a 3-3 tie. Here to take us the rest of the way, the voice of the Diamonds, Tony Schultz.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. It was really just that 1 inning in the 4th after 2 were out. A couple of base hits and then a John Nunnally 3-run homer. And that's really the blemish on the evening so far for Brett Solano, who other than that has been very, very good. The scoreboard, a whole lot of zeros up there for the Diamond right-hander. He'll take on Devon Ramirez, and then back to the top of the order, Kern and Jones. 9-1-2 to face the Diamond right-hander here in the 7th. First one in there for a strike count, 0-1.
Ramirez looked like he was going to take that pitch all the way and kind of dropped the bat out of his hand and was watching the movements of the infield. So I don't know if he wants to bunt now or what his plan is, but.
Bono got the start in center yesterday, swinging. This one lifted in the air to right, but this will be playable for Valera, who makes the catch, and that is out number 1. 1 up and 1 down as Ramirez flies out to right. Here's Nick Kern. Got himself a base hit and was robbed by Valera back in the 5th when Valera made a very nice play on a sinking line drive with Kern bidding for another base hit. So Kern has looked very good these last couple of games and having himself a nice season with the Silverados. Always nice to have a guy top of the lineup with some power, and he certainly gives you that. Here's the pitch in there for a strike, and Brett gets the high strike called that time, and it's 0-1. Kern a base hit, strike out, and that fly out, 1 for 3 so far. Couple of hits last night. Breaking ball stays outside, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. All tied at 3 here in the 7th inning between the Silverados and the Diamonds from Pittsburgh's Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Here's the 1-1. Swing, tapper up the third base line. That'll go foul. And Solano ahead in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There you see Lashley going over there to make that play. And he was, and the Diamonds were both really robbed in that last half inning on that sparkling play by Salas to turn that double play.
There is someone up and throwing in the Napa bullpen, and from his sidearm ways, it looks like Chris Butcher, and it is. So, as usual, the Silverados are ready to change pitchers if they need. Those guys are doing something, but they're not the guy warming up. They were in a lot of our shots, but
1-2 pitch just as missed. The count goes 2-2.
That was Butcher for a second, yeah.
And Kern waits. 2-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. Ball gets away, but no panic. Javier just steps out in front of home plate, picks up the ball, and throws him out to complete the strikeout. And I believe that's a half a dozen Ks now for Brett Solano here in the ball game. And he's got the first 2 outs here in the 7th inning, and up comes Ray Jones.
That's a lot for Brett, who is not a strikeout pitcher. He's not. It doesn't give up a lot of walks either. But 6 strikeouts going into the 7th inning. That's a big number for Brett.
Yeah, so it's a half dozen for Brett, and you'll see Ray Jones come up there. And Jones so far bounced into a double play. He was out 1-3, leading off the 4th. Got a base hit his last time. That was in the 5th, and this pitch is low for a ball.
In the Diamonds bullpen, non-roster player Chad is waiting for someone to pitch to him. It looks like the lonely catcher in his gear standing at the bullpen home plate, but nobody is throwing him the ball.
Alone again. This one's fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Napa and Pittsburgh going head-to-head, and Napa looking to sweep this brief 2-game series. Diamonds looking to pick up the split. And, of course, the Diamonds next couple of days against the Admirals here, and then at the Stompers on the 28th and 29th. Big swing and a miss there as Jones lets fly but cannot catch up. Monalongo waits on deck. So it would be kind of the situation where you would want somebody in the bullpen to follow just in case. Here's the pitch from Solano. Swing tapper off the mound, right side, and foul. And the count remains at 1-2.
Standing up out there is Alex Leach, but he's not. It seems like an odd situation where they've got. It's like a junior high school dance where the kids are all standing around, but they won't talk to each other and ask each other to dance. And Leach is out there, and Chad's ready to get some pitches, but nothing's happening.
So it's always the third time through the lineup that you see pitchers being taken out because of all the sabermetrics. Well, this is now the fourth time through the order. Swing and a miss, but no problem for Brett Solano as he gets his 7th strikeout of the game. He strikes out 2 here in the inning, and that'll do it for the 7th inning, or the top of the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch time as we go to the home half of the 7th here from Pittsburgh. Diamonds and Silverados all tied at 3.
If you've been there before, you know when your car breaks down on the freeway, you want quick, reliable service. You want All Counties Tow. With 20 years of experience, 7 locations in Northern California, and 50 trucks, All Counties Tow is the one to count on when you need roadside help. You can find them at allcotow.com or phone 925-709-0759 for fast, dependable service. Easy and painless. All Counties Tow. Red's Barbershop. You know when it's time for a haircut, but you aren't really thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new hair cutter, but it seems like a big hassle with too many choices and not enough information. We're giving you the take sign, as in take down this information. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He is great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Red a call today, 925-382-1399.
Home half of the 7th we go. 7th inning stretch time from Winter Chevrolet Stadium here in Pittsburgh. Diamonds and the Silverado all tied at 3. The Diamonds got that 3-run lead, and they look like they were cooking, but the 5th inning, make that the 4th inning with 2 outs. The Silverados able to rally. John Nunnally with a 3-run home run, and that's where we stand at 3 apiece. New pitcher into the ball game here for the Napa Silverados. It'll be Chris Butcher, the right-hander, also a guy who got into last night's game as well.
That's right. It's a whole different. They're different philosophies. Some people think, obviously, that you ride a pitcher, a relief pitcher, and they have their appearance and they go until they start to turn bad. And other people think, okay, I want this guy for an inning, and then I'm done with him, and I'll get someone else. And that seems to be a Tito Fuentes Jr. approach. Chris Butcher making his 27th appearance, 34 2/3 innings he's pitched, 17 walks and 36 strikeouts in that time. His record is 2 wins and 1 loss, and his ERA is 5.19.
So he'll come on and take on Stephen Javier, Jose Garcia, and then back to the top of the order for Brett Smith. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters here for the Diamonds. So Brett Solano, he has pitched very well here tonight, and following a good outing in his last effort. And the pitch by Butcher coming from that sidearm. It's outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Solano able to do what the Diamonds need him to do, and that's give them a really good opportunity to win the game. Here is the pitch, and that one is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Javier. And so far for Steven, a ground out to second, and he fouled out to the first baseman. 2-0, strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Tito Fuentes Jr., and not afraid to make the moves, playing the sabermetrics part of it. The 2-1 pitch, and way outside with a changeup, and his count goes 3 balls and a strike.
This is the 47th game of the season, 33 games left after this, and each one is going to grow in importance.
3-1 swing. This one hit out to right center field. Ramirez, Nunnally. It'll be Ramirez in right center to make the catch. Javier is 0 for 3. He's out number 1, and here comes Jose Garcia.
The battle here for fourth place, and I think it would be really fascinating. This becomes a three-way battle: Vallejo, Napa, and the Pittsburgh Diamonds as the season gets down the line.
Tito Jr. making the moves. Of course, his dad, Tito Fuentes Sr., former major leaguer. Here's Garcia, and the pitch to Jose in there for a strike. A senior signed by the Giants in '62. He was one of the last players signed out of Cuba before the U.S. embargo. That's going back a ways. Here's a pitch, and that just does miss. Count goes 1-1. Of course, under the Obama administration, that embargo was finally lifted. I'm sure Trump will have something to do and turn that one around.
Cuban Missile Crisis was '62, I think.
And that pitch is in there for a strike. I believe you're right. And then Fuentes Sr. did make the big club. That was in '65. 1-2 pitch swing. This ball hit into the air left center field pretty deep. Guy's going back, and it's going to be the left fielder, Jones, running across into left center field right near the warning track to haul it in for the out. And this just keeps happening to the Diamonds. This has got to be 7 times they've gone to the near the fence or at least the warning track, only to be snake bit with balls caught way deep in the outfield.
Garcia got a lot of that one, and that was just a fine play by someone who has a lot of speed. But it was up there a long time. He had time to get underneath it. And the Diamonds, 0-2. I mean, 2 outs here.
Here's the pitch as we go back to the top of the order for Brett Smith. Brett's got a walk, a couple of runs scored tonight. I was getting back to Tito. He made the big club in '65. Here's the pitch and swing and a miss, and the count goes 0-2. Had his best year with the Tigers. That was in '77 when he hit .309. Didn't get to come back in '78. The Tigers had a guy named Lou Whitaker waiting in the wings, but Senior also played for Oakland and has been with the Giants' Spanish broadcast team for a while. That one's outside 1-2. And I think he's had a couple of stints doing that. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Brett Smith. Nobody aboard, 2 down. Bottom of the 7th, Butcher's pitch. A little ground ball to third. Bethencourt has it over to first in time for the out. Diamonds done in the 7th. 7 full here from Pittsburgh. Silverados and the Diamonds all tied at 3. That was fast.
Libraries are community centers, and truly the community comes and uses them. They're here for anybody who walks in the door. It's important for people to have a connection to their community because it makes you feel like you belong. Mechanics Bank really values their relationship. They actively reach out with an open hand to nonprofits. Mechanics Bank doesn't just show up and say that they're going to do something. They actually follow through. They're not just a partner in name. They're a partner in person. My name's Kristen Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of the Walnut Creek Library Foundation, and I'm a mechanic.
Are you looking for a community-based establishment that will provide a fun and exciting environment for your family? Certainly Diamonds Baseball is one, and no doubt Lumpy's Diner is another. Before or after the game, eating at Lumpy's Diner or Lumpy's Diner Express can make for a great doubleheader. And if you want to win a road game, LD's Catering will make your event a hit no matter the location. Lumpy's Diner is a homegrown sensation, world famous since 2008. Bring your family to ours.
So back to the top of the 8th, a fine performance by Diamond right-hander Brett Solano, giving up just 3 runs through 7. He'll give way now to another Diamonds right-hander. Here's number 23, Alex Leach.
Leach steps in here, making his 13th appearance of the year. Pitched 19 in the 3rd innings so far. He has given up 10 walks and 26 strikeouts in that time. He has no record at all. His ERA is 2.79, giving up 6 runs. They were all earned. So that is a fine line of stats for Alex Leach, and he has been part of the resurgence of the Diamonds middle-level relievers. And I don't know if resurgence is the right idea, because in the time that I've been here, the middle-level relievers have never been good. And now they bring in they bring in people who keep the score down. It makes a huge difference in the game.
It is such an important part of the game, Scott. And one of those when you watch Major League Baseball and year after year, those middle relievers, they change those guys like they change shirts.
Right.
Those guys seem to be considered with that type of action the guys that are least important. And then you talk about a team that's not very good, and so often, it's like football, it's the offensive line, they don't get mentioned.
Right.
But when things go bad, it's like, well, that's the problem. With the baseball team, so often it's the bullpen.
And at this level, there just aren't. There's a level of baseball you want to play. There are a lot of guys who want to play baseball. Can they play it at this level? And it's a difficult position to fill, I think, to find people that are consistent. And obviously it's been difficult. But right now, the Diamonds are in a good place as far as that is concerned. And I hope I haven't put a hex on Alex Leach here as he comes to the mound.
Well, he will be facing Josh Montalago, Nico Tony, and Willie Salas, the heart of this Napa order. And Montalago steps in. Told you about some of his background earlier as he fouls this one off. And went to Sanger High School, the home of the Apaches. Played some football out there, and he told me that it was a big football town. Everybody plays football out there, and he decided to play baseball. One pitch to Josh, and he pops this one up, and room for a play. Javier coming back, and he makes the catch as he crashes into the fence near the Diamond dugout. Oh, what a play by the Diamond catcher, Javier.
He came up with a smile, too.
Boy, that is a highlight reel catch right there by Stephen Javier to really just take the at-bat away from the power-hitting Montalago. Nicely done.
And he nailed the landing.
And the judges give him 10-10-10.
Absolutely. Man, what a play.
So Montalago fouls out to the catcher, and that is a great play there. So nice defense there by the Diamond. Here's Leach's next pitch inside for a ball to Nico Tony. So not too much damage done by Montalago tonight, just the base hit and now 4 trips. He also had a strikeout. Nico Tony's got a base hit in 3 trips, takes a ball here. Count goes 1-1. Did have a base hit for Nico back in the 4th. Struck out his last time, leading off the 6th. There's a good look at him right there. Right-handed batter waits. Leach kicks, fires the 1-1, swung on. That's hit well to left field. Smith going back, still going back. Home run distance, but it's foul.
Just foul, man. That was very close.
Boy, that one, and as you can see, the car is driving by there. That's leading out onto Railroad Avenue, just about a block or so away from Pittsburgh High School. And then there's probably a car trying to get out of the way, wondering what the heck's going on.
That was a close one for the Diamonds. And but back to Javier's play behind on the foul ball. That was a headlong rush into the fence. I mean, there was no time. He didn't seem to take any time to worry about his personal safety. He just made a great kind of diving catch. You don't see catchers do that.
1-2 pitch, swing, and this one fouled off. Count remains at 1-2, and that time Leach climbing the ladder against Nico, and Nico could not lay off, but looked like he just did get a piece to stay alive. Nobody aboard, 1 out. Top half of the 8th inning in a 3-3 game. Here's the pitch. And that's outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Tony's foul ball, that made it clear, if anybody needed to be reminded how critical every pitch is. One mistake could put the other team on top.
Lights on, starting to take effect here a little bit. That pitch is outside, and now Leach has gone all the way here with Nico Tony. As we take a look at it, some nice shots over there. That's looking down over there towards third base. And you can see on the soccer field, oh, yeah.
They're playing.
They're playing. Payoff pitch. Tony waits. Swung on, hit hard, but foul. And the count remains at 3-2. Good look at Tito Fuentes Jr. over there in the third base coaching box. Here's the pitch, a little looper. Here comes Garcia to make the catch. And quickly 2 up and 2 down here. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Willie Salas.
Speaking of shortstops, Salas had that incredible double play in the field, getting the ball as he's going away from second, had to leap in the air to get the throw to second base. And that seemed impossible. And that he got it with enough stuff on it to get the runner there and allow Kern to pivot and throw to first in time to get the runner at first. It was just a great play.
It really was. It looked like the Diamonds are going to have 2 on with nobody out. Here's a breaking ball that just floats in there for a strike, and Salas down in the count, 0-1. And to go along with that great play, Scott, Willie's got a couple of base hits in the 4th and in the 6th. Sprays this one foul. And he's down the count here, 0-2. So Willie Salas having himself a fine game here this evening.
Alex Leach, 1 strike away from getting out of this 8th inning. Not that he's been in a jam, but in this kind of a game, every batter is a reason for concern.
Well, Nunnally's next. Here's the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball that just stays outside. Count goes 1-2, and John. Well, he's got that. He's got the big hit for the Silverados tonight, a 3-run home run, accounting for all Napa's runs.
Bracamonte and Yasuda there on the right side of the Diamond defense.
Leach ready. A 1-2 pitch, just off the outside part of the plate. Count 2-2. Pretty easy take that time for Salas. Leach ahead in the count. Just, well, let's see if he'll chase a little bit and hit the pitch I want him to swing at. But Willie Salas was not biting. There's Willie. 2-2, swing, foul ball, and we'll do it again.
Rashawn Johnson and Nicholas Barnesi are warming up, doing calisthenic-type things in the bullpen. One of them could be expected to come in for the 9th inning if nothing. The Diamonds will either be ahead or tied. It looks like they got to get rid of this batter, and then they'll move on to the bottom of the 8th.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it is, swinging another foul. Salas stays alive, and now he's got a battle here with Alex Leach.
He is not going to make it easy. He is not going to go away without a fight, and he is fighting.
Yeah, you got to like these kind of battles, and pitcher's trying to make that perfect pitch, doesn't want to give in. The hitter won't go quietly. 2-2 pitch, and that one's just a bit inside, and the count goes full now, 3-2. So a great play by Javier, the catcher, to get Monalago to foul out. Tony popped to short. Next one to Willie Salas is low and outside, and that's just a very good at bat for Willie, who's, like we said, has had a very good night. He draws the walk, so he's been on 3 times tonight. 2 for 3 officially with that walk. And here comes John Nunnally, strikeout victim in the 2nd, 3-run bomb in the 4th. He popped to the second baseman, Yasuda. That was in the 6th, so he's 1 for 3, but that one, a big one. And that's the reason we're tied at 3 apiece. Leach comes set, runner away from the base. The pitch fouled back to the screen, and the count no balls and a strike.
Augie Gallardo is up throwing the ball in the bullpen for Napa. I guess we could expect to see him in the 9th inning.
And there's Sean Johnson doing the stretches with a cord, getting those shoulders loosened up.
There's Barnesi, and he's taking it all in.
0-1 pitch, outside for a ball. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. So Alex Leach picking up for Solano. It's been Thomas, Glenn, De Leon, and Chris Butcher for Tito Fuentes Jr. on the other side. 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. The pitch is up high. Throw down is in time to get him. What an inning for Stephen Javier, the catcher. How about that?
And live by the steel, die by the steel for the Silverados here in the 8th inning.
And that will do it for the top of the 8th. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Diamonds and Napa still tied at 3.
There's another Rotarian here. She was selling beer.
The 90 feet between third base and home plate is some of the most important real estate in sports. That's why a coach is located there to help runners navigate the valuable turf. There is help for you, too, when you need to navigate real estate issues. Kroski Real Estate in Pittsburgh has been building strong communities since 1946. The family-owned and operated business is an expert on commercial property management, real estate sales, and residential property management. Kroski Real Estate is on Railroad Avenue in Old Town Pittsburgh. When you are making the turn for home, get the help you need from Kroski Real Estate. Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some, but usually you know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It is their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts by listening to what you want and making it happen. At Paper Tiger Ready Print, they believe there is no greater satisfaction than delivering a finished product that helps a client reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Paper Tiger Ready Print at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh or ReadyPrint.com.
All right, as we go to the home half of the 8th, new pitcher, surprise, surprise, for the Napa Silverado. It'll be a familiar face, Sagi Gallardo, who got into the ball game last night. He'll take over here for Chris Butcher.
And in case you think there's a formula here, Gallardo, while he's warming up on the mound, warming up in the bullpen is Angel Mejia, who followed him to the mound last night. Now, why is Gallardo coming into the game in this important moment in the 8th inning? With the score tied between two teams fighting for the last playoff position, well, it's his 7th appearance. He's pitched 10 innings. He's walked 6, struck out 11. He has no record, no wins, no losses, no saves. But his ERA is 0. No runs have been scored against Gallardo this year.
So you can say he's been really good, and you can also say, if you're the Diamonds, he's due.
Yes, that is the great thing about baseball, sports in general. One side gets to say that, and the other side gets to say.
But for the Diamonds, they got to prove that he's due.
That's true.
Here we go for Pittsburgh. Yuki Yasuda to lead it off. Couple of walks and a run score for Yuki, and then it'll be Bracamante and Joel Carranza. Carranza, a big part of the offense tonight, and so is Bracamante's been there as well. So Diamonds, middle part of their order, and Yuki Yasuda bailing out as that pitch came up and over his head for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes.
He hit the dirt, and for good reason.
The 1-0 pitch from Gallardo. Here it is. That's low for a ball. 2-0 yesterday. How about this? The Clips get a win 2-0 over Sonoma. After we were seeing some of those very high scores, and all of a sudden we started seeing the scores much, much lower in the association.
That was in Martinez.
It was.
That's amazing.
And the 2-0 pitch, and that is ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes in that game. Robert Humes got the win. He went 2 1/3, no runs. Espinoza took the loss for Sonoma. 7 innings, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts. And the pitch, and that is not close, ball 4. So a couple of easy takes, and Yuki Yasuda, he's been on 3 times tonight, Scott. Walk in the first, walk in the third, and a run score, and now a walk here in the 8th. And you got Bracamante up, so you don't think bunt here, but Diamonds in a situation where 1 run would be so important for them right now.
Yasuda, of course, is one of the people you really want to have on base at this point, a veteran, lots of experience. He's got speed to go with it. And so he can just do a lot of things and hopefully make the wise decision, because there's a lot of that in base running.
Well,
here comes Tito.
Tito's out there to have a chat. Ron Adams going to go out there to not have a chat. Going to break this one up. Diamond bullpen getting loose. It looks like it's Sean Johnson warming up out there. Anyway, getting back to yesterday's game with the Clips, as they got that shutout win. Matty Doxter got the save in that one. Couple innings, no runs for him. Drew Bravo got the start for the Clips. 4 2/3, couple of hits, no runs. Etheridge and Wilkins Jimenez drove in the runs for the Clippers. Just the second shutout of the season for Martinez pitching. They did the same to the Admirals back on July the 11th. Are they turning a corner, or is it a situation where, well, you got to win sometimes?
I don't know, but it was funny to see Tito come off the mound laughing. He's a bit
pitch in there for a strike.
It was like whatever he said to his pitcher Gallardo was not dire warnings. It was it was kind of, we'll get through this or whatever, but he no need to put extra stress on the guy on the mound.
Decent lead for Yuki, being held on by Monalago over there at first. There's the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. Yuki bluffing there, but just a couple of steps, a brief bluff from Yuki.
A brief window of opportunity for a bunt. It's already 0-2, and
the 0-2 pitch, and this one way outside for a ball. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes for Bracamonte so far. Double and an RBI, that was in the 3rd, and a base hit his last time in the 5th. A couple more hits for Gabe. He was leading hitter in average. Do you want to give him up as an out? And apparently they don't. The 1-2 pitch, a called strike 3, breaking ball. Very well executed that time by Augie Gallardo to get out number 1.
Yeah, that ball just came into the strike zone at the last possible moment, and Bracamonte knew it too when he watched that ball across the plate.
So here's Joel. Base hit and an RBI. That was in the 1st. A big 2-out RBI hit there. Sac fly and an RBI in the 3rd. So he's driven in 2 of the 3 for Pittsburgh. Takes this one in there for a strike in the count. 0-1.
Again, another breaking ball, just breaking across the plate at the last moment. Carranza had the luxury of not having any count, so he could just take it.
Right-hander waits, and the pitch to Joel. Swing and pops this one up. Short right field. Nunnally coming on. Second baseman Kern going out. It'll be Kern who makes the catch. And I thought that one had a little more carry in it. But that turned out to be a fairly easy play for Kern. I thought that was going to maybe die right between Nunnally and Kern, but instead it's out number 2.
And what we're looking at now is the other side of the coin when you say we're not going to bunt, because if they had bunted and successfully, Bracamonte might have been giving up the bat, but he might have had you shoot at second, or maybe, I mean, it forces the issue a little bit and also puts a little more stress on the pitcher, but now they got a runner first and 2 down.
Here's Valera. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Outside throw down is not in time. That was on the first base side of second base. Had a lot of steam on it, but just a bit offline. And Yuki able to get into second base, and now a base hit could give the Diamonds the lead. So the Diamonds kind of giving Napa a little taste of their own medicine with the stolen base and doing it successfully. Napa tried that in their last half inning, and the Diamond catcher, Javier, was having none of it. Here's the pitch, and that is low for a ball. 2-0 here now to Valera. And there's Yuki. And so much to be said for just being able to get on base and then being able to use your speed. Turns that walk into a double.
Yeah, but you're wondering now, if you're willing to do that, why not do it earlier? Why not do it with Javier? I mean, if you're not going to bunt, but you're willing to try the steal earlier in the inning, you might have given yourself a better chance.
2-0 back to the screen. Count goes to 2-1.
It looks like we are 1 day shy of a full moon, and it is a gorgeous moon up above left field here in Pittsburgh tonight. And I hear that the tidal pull of the moon is going to draw a diamond ball over the left field fence.
Whoa, Scott. Swami Scott McDonald.
That's what's going to happen.
2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Check swing. They're going to check down there to the field umpire, Danny Speck, who promptly says no swing. And the count goes 3 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Lashley waits on deck. And now the pitcher, Augie Gallardo, going to take a moment here to tie his shoe. Thomas started tonight for the Silverados, 3 1/3, 2 hits, 3 runs. Glenn an inning, De Leon an inning, Butcher an inning. Actually, an inning and 2/3 for Glenn. And those guys have not given up a run. This one gets away. Yuki down to third. There will be no throw. The carom went right back to Taylor, but Yuki was close enough to the third base bag on ball 4 to not draw a throw. And now the Diamonds, with 2 outs, have them cornered.
So the Diamonds have put themselves in a position where their potential lead run is just 90 feet away. And one thing we should appreciate, we have that shot from behind home plate for you. That is a brand new camera for Bay Area Sports.tv, and it used to be kind of dark and not pick up all the light. But now it's a much better shot, so we're going to be able to see Lashley smack this ball.
Ryan's up there here in a big spot. Couple of walks in the inning. Here's the pitch, and that one gets the inside corner for a strike. Count 0-1. Wes Wallace in the on-deck circle. And, well, there is a base open here, albeit second base. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a little tapper. Is that a fair ball? Dropped by the catcher.
Oh my
Lashley didn't run, and now the ball's thrown away. Yuki Yasuda has scored. The Diamonds are going to end up with runners at second and third, and they are going to get the lead on a very strange, peculiar play, and that's one we're going to be talking about for the remainder of the evening.
That was unbelievable. The catcher, Taylor, comes out here, and for the Diamonds, Lashley hit the ball right in front of the plate. It bounced a high bounce right in front of the plate. It didn't go farther than 6 feet away, and Lashley thinks it's foul, and he does not run to first base. He is standing near home plate, and so the catcher for Zappa comes out, gets the ball. He doesn't have to throw. He has no rush, and he throws it over the head of the first baseman. Yasuda comes in to score.
He was standing ahead of the batter, Lashley. That was a very strange play indeed.
He could have tagged Lashley.
Wallace, the pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So Wes has a chance here to extend this lead. The Diamonds have grabbed the lead on a very peculiar play. It'll go E2, and here's the pitch in there for a strike, count 1-1. But in any event, the Diamonds have grabbed a 4-3 lead, and that's the important point here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Second error of the ball game for the Silverados, and that was a big one. 1-1 pitch, swing and a missed strike 2, and that looked like a breaking ball on the outside.
Yeah, that happens. That happens. Someone mentioned that the tidal pull of the moon was going to bring the ball high in front of home plate.
Scott,
Okay.
go buy me a lottery ticket, will you? Next pitch, swing and a missed strike 3. Down goes Wallace, so the Diamonds leave 2, but they get the all-important 4th run, and they have taken the lead in a very strange fashion indeed. Let's head now to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Silverados. Diamonds lead it by 1.
In baseball, dedication, hard work, and some creative thinking can make a team a champion. At Winter Chevrolet, the same qualities can make you the champion. Pittsburgh's new and used Chevrolet dealer has the car that will make you feel like you just hit a home run. With a large selection to choose from, Winter Chevrolet is sure to have the car that fits your personality, and their amazing finance programs will allow you to slide into your new car safely. Winter Chevrolet, a proud sponsor of Diamonds Baseball, is off of Highway 4 in Pittsburgh. Winter has what you want. One example of teamwork is a smoothly executed double play memorialized in the famous baseball poem, Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Another example of great teamwork is the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. MyPittsburghChamber.org brings together the many and varied businesses that make up the local economy and forges them into a community force that is focused on economic development, advocacy, partnerships, and workforce development. The Pittsburgh Chamber is making a difference. Even if your business doesn't leave you the time to get personally involved, your membership contribution will advance the cause. Visit MyPittsburghChamber.org today.
So the Diamonds get the run to break the tie. So they lead it 4-3, and Sean Johnson now will be the pitcher, and he's been effective in this particular situation.
He has been very effective, and that, of course, is why he's out there now, and the Diamonds are ready to go home because they don't want anything else to happen after that very lucky turn of events there in the 8th inning, and now they have the one-run lead. Johnson is, for his 9th appearance in the season, 10 and a third innings pitched, 9 walks in that time, 15 strikeouts. He has a record of 0-1, and he has 4 saves on the year, and his own earned run average is a very impressive 1.74.
Wow.
I'll tell you one thing, the famous quote from a famous sports fan, my sister, we'll take them any way we can get them. The Diamonds are not going to complain about that one run.
It's a big part of the game, who makes the fewest mistakes and who makes the mistakes that are less weird.
Yeah, that's weird, and it says, you're right, every play, of course, every play of the game is a potential error. And people come and make some great plays. Aviar made an incredible play at catcher, making that foul catch. And here was what looks like the most basic kind of play for Taylor, and he throws it over the first baseman's head.
So the Diamonds get run number 4. They lead it 4-3. Top of the 9th, John Nunnally to lead it off, followed by Dominic Bethencourt and Zach Taylor. Should anybody reach, we'd see Devin Ramirez. Of course, with the moves that Tito Fuentes could be making, we may see a pinch hitter here or there. We'll have to wait for that. But right now, Nunnally, Bethencourt, and Taylor. So here's Johnson. Nobody aboard, but going from the stretch, and the pitch, and that one is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
All 3 of those hitters expected in this inning have hits tonight, so there's no indication that they're like in a slump or anything like that. So maybe that would keep them in the game, and maybe that's, you've got Nunnally, who's home run tied it, and Bethencourt, who's always the pain. So it's not a good trio for the Diamonds.
Here's the pitch. Check swing, called strike on location. And the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Nunnally with the big home run that came back in the 4th tied things at 3. We remain that way all the way to the bottom of the 8th inning. Till the Diamonds untied it. Here's a pitch, breaking ball. Not a whole lot of break on it. Stayed up. And the count goes 2 balls and a strike. San Rafael, after struggling a little bit, got that win in the day game today. They won last night over Vallejo, who's all of a sudden hitting the skids a little bit. That ball's up high, too. Make it 3-1. So we get 4 losses in a row for Vallejo. They got ripped hard today. They lost yesterday 7-4. Here's Johnson. There's a look at Garcia. 3-1 pitch, swung on in the air, right center. Going back on it is Wallace. He's there, takes it for out number 1. And Nunnally flies out. That'll bring up Dominic Bethencourt.
Big out for the Diamonds to get there. The first out is always important, and but in a 1-run game, they're all important. And there's still a long 2 outs to go.
Here comes Bethencourt, base hit. His last time, he's 1 for 3 in that game. San Rafael 7, Vallejo 4. Koenig the win. Valentino the loss. Jose Casilla got the save. And San Rafael put together some great relief work to get the win. We were talking about how important those guys are.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that's an overlooked part of the game sometimes. There's a pitch outside for a ball, and the count 1-0. Scott and I were talking about it, where you look at the major league teams, and year after year, those positions, especially the middle relievers, they just get changed like shirts. They come and go so very often. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 1-1. Baez, Her, and Casilla combined for 3 1/3, no runs to seal that deal for San Rafael yesterday after Koenig went 5 2/3.
How big is this moment? Every player of both teams standing at the edge of the dugout watching what's happening.
1-1 pitch. It's a floater into center. Here comes Wallace. He can't get it. He'll play it on a hop. It's going to be a 1-out base hit for Dominic Bethencourt. So there is that single. Here comes Zach Taylor. Now I think we're going to have a pinch hitter. We are. Zach has been called back, so he will not hit, and we'll have a pinch hitter for him.
Coming to the plate is Christoph Bono. He played last night. He is left-handed batter against the right-handed Sean Johnson, and Bono will come in here. Let me just catch him on this list. There he is. He's hitting 200. He has 20 at-bats on the year so far. 4 hits. No home runs, no RBIs.
Got the start last night in center field, made a fine play out in the outfield. But at the plate, 0 for 3 with a walk. Comes in a big spot here. Here's the pitch. That's low for a ball. Ball gets away, but not far enough. As Javier able to find it quickly.
It was right at his feet. He was thinking it went back to the backstop, but it was right there underneath his feet. He actually ran away from it and came back and got it.
In that game for San Rafael yesterday, Brent Gillespie picked up home run number 8. Now, that was 3 straight for Vallejo. Today made it 4 straight. Diamonds trying to catch the Admirals. Johnson, the 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. That ball had some nice sink to it, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike.
Diamond's looking for a game-ending double play right now.
Johnson will look over at the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Bono breaking ball in there, a strike. And now the Silverados down to their final bullet. Actually, there's only 1 out. Pardon. Getting ahead of myself. 2 strikes here to Bono. Just 1 out in the inning. Devin Ramirez would be next. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Javier able to hold on to that one. And that is 2 outs. And now the Napa Silverados down to their final bullet as Bono strikes out. Pinch hitting for Taylor, and here comes Devin Ramirez.
There's the silliness of that rule about holding on to the ball, because when there's a runner at first, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, that's an odd thing, and just because the runner at first, it didn't count. But a big moment here for the Diamonds. When they go look back at the season, this could be one of those moments.
Ramirez waits. 1 on, 2 down, a 1-run ball game of the night. The fastball is in there for strike, snap throw. And that ball was a little bit low, that snap throw a little bit low, but Bracamonte was down there, and he made sure that one did not get away and allow the runner to get into scoring position. That also could end up being a big play in this game.
Throws to first.
Ooh.
You're right, Bracamonte gave up any idea of trying to tag the guy. He was all about stopping that baseball.
Johnson ready. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. The ball does get away this time. It's going to be strike 2, but the Silverados are going to get the potential tying run into scoring position on what I'm sure will be ruled a wild pitch from John Johnson. So the Silverados, bad news. It looked like that was strike 2.
That's what he called. I think I saw Ron Adams indicate.
Looks like Adams did indicate with that Little flick of the wrist to the side, strike 2. So the count should be 2 strikes here to Devin Ramirez.
I don't know if Javier was crossed up or something, but he went out and had a talk with Sean Johnson after that, and they've had their conversation.
Good news, bad news situation there. The Diamonds get strike 2, but they give up second base. So here's Ramirez now. Silverados down to their final bullet. Johnson ready. The 0-2 up high and in, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3 runs, 10 hits, a couple of errors. That last one a huge one by the Silverados. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Pittsburgh. Diamonds battery going over the signs with Javier and Johnson. Now they're ready. Johnson comes set. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and the ball game is over. The Diamonds win it 4-3.
That is a big win.
Diamonds get the win 4-3 on one of the most improbable, unlikely plays that you'll ever see. But a win's a win. They get the split here, with Vallejo losing again tonight and the Diamonds getting their 22nd win. They are now within 3 games of Vallejo, and they go ahead of Napa by a game. Diamonds now 22 and 26. Napa falls to 21 and 27. And for the Diamonds, a very good game. The Silverados made it close with that big 300 home run by John Nunnally. But some weird stuff happening there in that 8th inning, and the Diamonds pull it out by 1.
It is just, you feel sorry for the catcher because it's one of the things that he will think about forever. That throw to first base on that pay. And it's fascinating, Javier. I mean, Lashley standing at the plate. It's a fair, but everyone has ruled it a fair ball, and he was not breaking for first base. And I think that helped to confuse Taylor somewhat. Why isn't this guy running? What's going on? Maybe it is a foul ball. And then finally someone convinced him to throw the ball, and he underhands it to first base. And it's easy to throw it over someone's head when you underhand it. And he did that. And as the ball was going over his head, I just could not believe what I was seeing. And Yasuda, and of course, had scored by then. It was amazing.
Well, Alex Leach is going to end up picking up the win. He went 1 inning, no run. Sean Johnson picks up another save. Augie Gallardo, the tough luck loser with that play. But more importantly, the Diamonds get the win that they need. They're creeping up on Vallejo. They are back ahead of Napa, and they'll be back at it here tomorrow to take on those Vallejo Admirals. And that'll be tomorrow and Friday, and then they'll be at the Stompers 28th and 29th. And the Diamonds get it done by a final score of 4-3. They get the split in this 2-game series. And we'll see you tomorrow night. For all of us here at Diamonds Baseball, for Scott McDonald, I'm Anthony Schultz saying good night from Winter Chevrolet Stadium in Pittsburgh.